Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Social Lust, and I'm here with a great stream today. We're gonna check out a few conservative versus leftist YouTube videos, and we're gonna pick very, very fiercely through it. And I'm just gonna try to debunk everything that I can, and we're gonna have fun. Let me know if you guys like the new updated image where I put the vault. It was supposed to be a vault behind my character originally, but so I kind of try to do that myself. Anyways, let's get started with a little icebreaker. A channel that I love. Where is it at? Here we go. Let's get a little music flowing. Let's get a little music. Let's get a little music flowing. I love this YouTuber. His name is the Remix Bros.
Bro, I ain't finished. I ain't finished my sentence.
Nothing you're saying has anything to do with regret.
Hey, boy.
Don't call me boy.
Don't finish. I told you. I ain't finished. Hey, boy. Hey, bro.
Let this music refresh your soul.
Hey, bro. I ain't finished.
Because we're gonna be talking about a lot of fascism today. Alright, fascism is everywhere.
I ain't finished my sentence.
Fascism is in your house. Fascism is outside of your house.
Hey, boy. I was in the middle of a sentence.
Boy,
You're being a Karen.
You're interrupting me
Back
now.
to it. Oh, and don't treat me like a boy then. I'm a composer, right? And this
Yo,
is a
what happened to
symphony.
Ye, bro? What happened to
Sentence
Ye?
of my idea, and I'm tired of the left media trying to pick on me.
What happened to Ye, man?
Have we grown? Have we grown? People thought I was gonna cancel myself. Have we grown? Have we grown?
And listen, a big reason why Kanye West went such a bad route is because he became friends with Candace Owens, who works for Ben Shapiro in the Daily Wire. So, her ideology obviously bled on to him, and they kind of affirmed, his beliefs. So, in a way, they let him go down this road. And the fact that he went on Tucker Carlson and a bunch of other media, like really, really far-right media sources, like near fascism, basically fascist, media sources. The fact that he went that far, you really got to take a look at the people around him, because he is rich, he's wealthy, and he has a lot of yes men. So a lot of people are afraid to say no to him because he has a lot of money, and people want the connections and the money. And so people are just going to let him go as far as they can with him. You know what I mean? Until they can't even control him anymore.
I'm not gonna cancel myself. Bro, hey, bro. La 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 means be quiet. And
Yo, hey, bro.
Hey, boy.
Hey, boy. Hey, bro.
I ain't finished my sentence. Hey, boy. Hey, boy. Hey, boy. I ain't finished my sentence. Hey, boy.
Yo.
Hey, boy.
Was it DEFCON 3 on Jewish people?
See, I'm a bit sleepy today, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. The funny thing is, I can't actually be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jew also. You guys have toyed with me and try to blackball anyone who's opposed to your agenda. See, like, he's just going crazy. He's on a manic episode. He needs medication, but he doesn't trust any doctors because his doctor was Jewish. So, like, this man literally needs a Nazi doctor to help him at this point. And even the Nazi doctor might get mad that he's helping him. The doctor might be like, hey, Kanye, I see you might need some medicine. For the Reich might need you in your full potential. Here, Kanye. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Here's your medication, yeah. And then Ye will like literally call him a Jew or whatever. The Nazi. Like it could be a SS medic or whatever. You know, the top medics that they had for the fucking Nazis. And Kanye would literally like probably call him Jewish and like not take the medication. So Kanye's just lost.
I didn't say DEF CON on anybody though.
You said basically all of it. Are you sorry you said that? No. Are you mad? Yeah, you should be.
He's literally crazy. Man.
Absolutely not.
I feel so bad for him.
Thank you for allowing
And also
me
the
to
fact
speak.
that his wife went, slept with what's his name, Skeet, Pete Davidson. So like his wife literally.
Please don't ask me any retarded questions.
I mean, like she can go with whoever she wants. You know what I mean? I don't care. But that fucked him up mentally because he was literally complaining about the dude's dong, So he literally said, he was complaining to Charlemagne the God, right? He was complaining to Charlemagne the God, saying, "Why didn't you help me? Why are you like helping Pete Davidson?" Because Charlemagne's friends with Pete Davidson, and then Kanye starts like going crazy about like, oh, this dude has a 10-inch donger. A 10-inch donger. Oh man, it's crazy. Anyways, we're gonna start out today's episode. Or stream, should I say. I don't know if I'm gonna do this episodically, shall we say. But we're gonna start out with Ben Shapiro debating Andrew Neil.
Ben Shapiro, you follow.
Now, Andrew Neil is a British conservative, political host. And Ben Shapiro got on. This is when he lived in Los Angeles, too. So he used to live in L.A., and now he shits on California all the time. Says that it's like libtard city and like full of illiberals and blah, blah, blah. Like, bro, he's a theater kid, man. He's a theater kid. This dude studied the arts of like violin or whatever. His dad did, and like he took acting lessons and shit. That's why he does the whole Daily Wire movies, the Daily Wire movies you can see. That's why he does it. He's a theater kid.
By millions of people online and on social media, you're one of the biggest names in American conservatism.
Oh, it's so lame that this dude's the biggest name in conservative fucking political, what do you say? Conservative, whatever the fuck. It's just sad that this dude's famous in conservative circles. Like, this dude is a dweeb. You would push this dude into lockers. I would be bullied with this guy. I would be in the same group. We would both get bullied in school. I was in the group with the nerds that played video games, and this dude was the group and the nerds, that just fucking follow what their parents wanted them to do. And in fact, this dude went to like a privileged school probably, so like you probably didn't even get bullied enough. If even bullied.
What is it you think you're tapping into?
Well, I think that there are a couple of things. One, there is actually a hunger for different
Not that I'm
ideas.
for bullying, by the way.
The monolithic nature of the United States media
and
is
sometimes
pretty
bullying sets
evident
you straight,
in terms of its politics. People tend to agree on essentially the liberal point of view and increasingly a radical leftist point of view in the media. And obviously,
what radical leftist point of view? There is no radical leftist point of view. The closest you'd get to radical leftist point of view in mainstream media is TYT, the Young Turks. And they're not even on mainstream media. They're online. So where the hell is this radical leftism? Radical leftism. It's everywhere. Where is that? I don't see it. Like CNN, that's centrist. And it leans way farther right. Because they're capitalist. They're more capitalist than TYT. MSNBC. They're another one. They're literally a centrist. Maybe better than CNN, I'm not sure, but they're also trash. And you got fucking CBC, BBC, you know what I mean? Like all these fucking C's and shit. They're all mainstream centrist trash. All right? That's why you see more leftism, in YouTube or in like really small platforms, because there isn't no mainstream leftist channel. It's just not. They're corporate centrist. They're farther right than you think. Okay.
I speak to in response to that. At the same time, I try to provide an honest take on the issues of the day, and that means that I am not beholden to the Republican Party.
That is bullshit. He's trying to take an honest take for today, and he's not beholden to the Republican Party. Bro, his entire organization, Daily Wire, was funded by oil billionaires and other wealthy people, okay? He is beholden to them. That is who he is beholden to.
For example, it means that I am going to speak out whenever I think that a principle is being violated.
He never speaks out. The only time he's spoken out was with Kanye, okay? And I agree with him, okay? He should speak out about Kanye, and he should also speak out about Candace Owens, Matt Walsh, a bunch of these other fucking demons, gremlins, little orcs, little gnomes that work at the Daily Wire.
No matter who is doing the violation.
You worked for the right-wing Breitbart website, but you left over its support for Donald Trump. And I think you said you'd never vote for Mr. Trump. Why is that?
Well, in 2015, 2016, the Breitbart made...
That's true. A lot of right-wingers didn't want to support Trump at first. A lot of them didn't want to support Trump. They were shitting on Trump from the beginning. And it was only until Trump won that they all started sucking his wee-wee. They were all lining up right behind him for the bukkake, bro. They were all there. All of them, once he won. Because that's what the Republican Party does. They get behind the leader right away. It doesn't matter. They're like soldiers. They're literally like soldiers, and they follow the commander-in-chief. They'll literally, like, whoever it is, even if they were shitting on them at first, whoever it is, they will like him. And that's one thing that the left has trouble with. Like, the left has a big problem with not getting together and, like, coercing and just working together and destroying the right. Like, we really do struggle with that. And it's because the left has so many free ideas and so many different ideologies and so many different ideas battling each other in the marketplace of ideas. So, as the right wing says. But the right wing, they don't have a lot of ideas. It's conservative. It's old school shit. Like, we all know what it is. It's religious. It's fucking dude and female. Like just a lot of weird shit. We'll get more into that.
Made a hard turn in favor of one particular candidate, and that's their prerogative. Lots of publications have an editorial point of view, and Breitbart was one of those. The reason that I left Breitbart specifically was because of an incident in which a Breitbart reporter, a female reporter, was grabbed on the arm by Corey Lewandowski, then the campaign manager for President Trump.
Oh my God.
And
I'm
was
pretty sure
bruised
Breitbart has
on the
some other
arm,
stuff
and
that
then
I don't know
Corey
about,
Lewandowski
but I've
proceeded
heard
to lie
about
about it, and
Breitbart.
Breitbart proceeded to throw its own reporter under the bus, suggest that she was lying or making this up. And at that point, I determined that I could no longer work for a publication that wasn't even willing to stand up for its own.
I'm pretty sure that's bullshit. I'm pretty sure if I knew a little more about the whole Breitbart situation, I would look it up. Let me see. Let me see if I can look it up. Ben Shapiro Breitbart. Collins on Breitbart. Let's see what this is. Ben Shapiro on shit. How the group will take advantage of the new. Yeah, Steve Bannon is an anti-Semite. I know that for sure. I don't know if Slate's even good, man. I don't see any good one. Get out of here, man. Except whatever. Yeah, when they say Western values, see over here, the controversial commentator talks to the economist about Western values. Western values just means male and female gender Christian religious. So get rid of every other religion, Islamic, Buddhism, every other religion, just Christian, and just fucking stupid Roman shit too. The Italian Roman is like Rome and like all this other stupid Germanic tribes and Saxons, and it's fucking racist shit. That's all it is. And he gets in right with that. I don't know. Let's keep watching.
On reporters, and instead would throw those reporters under the bus in favor of a candidate that it sought to back.
Haven't you lost your battle for the Republican Party, though? Isn't the Republican Party now the party of Trump?
No, I mean, I think that the Republican...
Yes, it is. The Republican Party is literally the party of Trump. Maybe not nowadays, maybe not today, because Trump has been fucking up with their base so much. Not even with the base. Trump has been fucking up with the politicians in their party. A lot of them are moving towards DeSantis now. They want DeSantis instead of Trump. But Trump is still the head honcho. A lot of the followers still love Trump. And so he's just lying. There's been like 4 lies already. He's just been lying.
The Republican Party is always the party of whomever is the president, technically speaking. But in terms of who are the sort of the thought leaders inside the conservative movement, who are the people who are driving a lot of the discussion inside the conservative movement, I don't think that's correct at all. I think that most Republicans see President Trump as a vehicle for their policy preferences, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they agree with all of his personal foibles or the way that he behaves or the things that he says. And I think a lot of Republicans respond in anger to the media attacking President Trump mainly out of a reactionary and half-appropriate.
Republicans love what Trump does. They love the racism, the xenophobia, the homophobia. They love it all. They don't care. They're lying. They don't care if you're telling the truth. They want it.
Upset that the media seem to have a double standard
They
when it
love
comes
it.
to covering certain politicians.
I'm interested that you think there's a thought movement inside the Republican Party. I mean, haven't the Conservatives run out of ideas in America? All the new policies, the Medicare for all, $15 minimum wage, the Green New Deal, they're all coming from the left.
Yeah, they're all coming from the left. The left cares more about people than the right. The left cares more about the citizens of the country than the right. The right it's only there for a small group of people. That is who the right are run by. The right are run by mostly Christian white males. They want to bring that back. They want to bring that majoritarianism, the majority of Christian. They want a Christian country. It's crazy. They don't care. They don't want you to have health care. They don't want you to have insurance. They don't want you to have fucking food in your, like cheap food, cheap, good paying jobs, anything. They just don't want it. Any social program they don't want because they want to save money. They're capitalist. Capitalism, it goes against a lot of leftist roots. The more left you go, the more you go towards communism. Communism is literally getting rid of money. Everyone lives in like a post-scarcity society. That means that there's no longer scarcity. Like, we have enough food. We have enough everything. We have enough food right now. We just waste a lot of it. We waste a lot of it. And I'll watch more videos about that too.
And they're popular.
Well, frankly, I'm confused by the idea that any of those are particularly new ideas. I mean, most of those ideas have been around since Franklin Delano Roosevelt at the very earliest.
Yeah, these ideas have been around for a very long time. Literally, like, there were like ancient kingdoms in like the Middle East and Africa that fucking gave all their citizens healthcare and shit. You know what I mean? Like, we're literally strolling back in time, and these people are the reason why. These people are the reason why we're not progressing. We're regressing. We're going backwards.
Or at the very latest, rather.
Fucking
Some of them
religion,
go all the way
man.
back to Woodrow Wilson.
I'm not religious.
But the idea that
I'm not
new
religious
ideas
at all.
are absent in the Republican Party is obviously untrue. We have a very strong debate that goes on inside sort of the conservative halls of intelligentsia about what is the appropriate action to take with regard to the medical system. Should global warming be...
That's not true. That's not true. They don't care about global warming. They don't care about evidence, intelligentsia. They don't care about none of that shit. All they care about is saving profits. If you are regulated, if the government regulates your company to install more filters so that the smoke and the carbon dioxide doesn't all go into the air, they're not going to want that because they don't want to spend the money to do that. You guys understand? We as the workers, we're like, yeah, why doesn't our company do that? But the company, when they think about it, they're like, why would we do that? That's like spending way more money than we want to. That's cutting into our budget. That's cutting into our revenue.
Considered a real threat, or should global warming be considered something that technology will solve? And if so, what are the best aspects of solving that? Now, there's a rich intellectual debate on the right about nationalism versus patriotism, for example, or
Nationalism versus patriotism. I really think those two topics get very close to each other. I feel like at a certain point, you go from patriot to nationalist, and vice versa. Like, you can get lost in patriotism and love your country so much that like you want like a fucking white ethno state. So
populism versus free marketeerism.
Populism is when the majority of the country wants a certain thing. Like, for example, the majority of the country wants legal marijuana. The majority of the country wants Medicare for all. The majority of the country wants childcare. The majority of the country wants fucking a lower the military budget. It's like we're wasting mad money blowing brown people up. You know what I mean? Like, that's populism. If you were a populist, you would do what the majority of the country wants. But none of the presidents that we have are populist. They're not. And including Trump, they're not populist. And a lot of right wingers are definitely not populist. They're minorityists. All right, they want what the minority of the people want, and they want to put that on the majority of the people.
That debate is happening on the right to sort of,
if that's even a real word.
The right in America is bereft of ideas, but the left is full of ideas. Number one, not all ideas are good ideas. I mean, AOC is pretty good evidence of that. I'm a big fan of some old ideas.
Yeah, not all ideas are good ideas. That goes with the right. Not all your ideas are good ideas, and most of your ideas are trash ideas, and most of them are bad. And most of the left's ideas are good ideas, and not a lot of them are bad. So why would you go right wing? The right wing is literally the way to go if you want to be a fucking Sith. If you want to be a bad dude, if you want to be evil and like fucking authoritarian and terrible, you literally go the right wing. And that's terrible because I have so many family members that like believe this shit, man, and it's so sad. It's so
ideas
sad.
Myself that I think are pretty good, but beyond that, I think that it is intellectual sneering of the highest order to suggest that only the left has new and decent ideas.
Let me speed this up a bit. Back speed, because Ben Shapiro, I guess he doesn't talk fast anymore. I mean, right nowadays he talks super fast, but maybe this is back in the day when he talked a little slow. He was at normal speed at this time.
Some of the ideas that are popular in your side of politics would seem to take us back to the Dark Ages. John?
Yep. A lot of the ideas that conservatives want will take us back to the Dark Ages. They want a fucking Christian ethno state. They literally, like, look at the Taliban. Look at how the Taliban took over Afghanistan, right? Look how they're treating women right now. They don't let women walk without husbands. They don't let women learn. They don't let women drive cars. They don't let women go have fun by themselves. They don't let women not wear a fucking turban on their head or whatever, a burqa. I'm sorry, I don't know, the cultural clothing or whatever. Anyways, they're doing that here too. They're stripping women of their right to choose. They're stripping women of their the abortion rights, the right to choose. They're taking LGBT people's rights away, gay people's rights away, black people's rights away. They're like stripping schools from like educational sources. Like they're getting rid of MLK and shit in Texas and a bunch of civil rights stuff. It's like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? You definitely don't like educating people. I know that.
Georgia, new abortion laws, which
Yep.
you are much in favor of, that a woman who miscarries could get 30 years.
A woman who miscarries can get 30 fucking years. Why? Why? Why is that the case? Have you guys seen a fucking zygote? This is the baby they're talking about. This is the baby, y'all. You guys like babies? This is the beautiful, look at that beautiful baby. Oh man, that's amazing. Look at that life. A zygote is a fertilized eukaryote cell that formed after the union of male and female gametes. This thing is a fucking, it's literally a slob. It's like a fucking it's like a fucking what do you call it? Like it's like shit in the back of your throat. You know what I mean? This is boogers, bro. That's what it is. This is what the life they want to protect right here. This. They want to protect this. This fucking dinosaur, dude. This is what they want to protect. This is the baby. This is the baby to them. This is the baby to them. This is the baby to them. This is the baby. This is definitely a baby. This is multiple babies, actually. This is a whole fucking basket of babies to them. And this is a little dinosaur baby to them. This is a little baby. Oh, look at the fucking eyeball, bro. It's like a little, it's a pimple. And that's a baby. Okay? Oh, look, that's a little more humanoid. But, like, from here back, flush that shit. And honestly, I leave it up to the mother. I don't care. Let her choose. Let her choose when to have the kid. Most abortions happen in the first, around these stages right here. Most abortions happen around these fucking stages. When it's a piece of goop. It's goop. It's goop. It's Gwyneth Paltrow's goop. Okay? That's what it is. It's fucking nasty. Flush it, dude. Flush that thing.
A Georgian woman who travels
Flush
to another
it!
state for an abortion procedure could get 10 years. These are extreme, harsh policies.
Well, okay, a couple of things. One,
10
I'm not
years
sure. I mean, frankly, I don't
for
know whether
flushing
are
it.
you an objective journalist or are you an opinion journalist?
I'm a
Just so I know.
journalist that asks.
This is when Ben Shapiro gets mad. This is literally when Ben Shapiro starts, like, his little brain starts to boil. All right? And this is when Ben Shapiro could use, like, the beanie that Tim Pool has. All right? To just hold his brain in there, you know, because it's like boiling and it's about to pop and burst out. So he's getting really mad at Andrew Neil, who's also a conservative. Okay? This dude's a conservative. But these conservatives here are not as crazy as these conservatives. That's the problem.
Questions.
Okay, so you're a supposedly objective journalist calling policies with which you disagree barbaric and
No,
suggesting only one side of the political.
You're an objective journalist who is questioning every policy as a barbaric. Huh? Why are you saying that? So now he's getting mad and he's saying that, oh, this guy is saying that all the policies are barbaric, which a lot of them are. He's telling the truth, Ben Shapiro. Facts over your feelings.
Aisle
No.
has ideas. So I just want to point out that
No, I know that
wish you
you're-
would at least be honest in your own biases.
Mr.
So
Shapiro, I know
are
that
you a member of the...
broadcasting in America is now so polarized that on one program you only have the left and another one you just have the right. My job is to question those who have strong views and put an...
Yeah, see? His job, he said himself, his job is not to just go along with the right wing's point of view. His job is to question whether you're left or the right, your ideas. And his ideas, Ben Shapiro's ideas are trash. They're trash. They're utter trash. Okay?
alternative to them. If you were an
I'm
anti-abortion person, I would be putting pro-abortion questions to you. But you are
Really,
an
would you call the
anti-abortion
pro-choice
person.
position?
So why don't
let
you
me
just
ask
answer
this.
my question?
Sir, I'm happy to answer your question. Please
you go
answer this
then.
one. Would you suggest...
Sir, please calm down, sir. Sir, I know I'm freaking out, but sir, please calm down. We'll leave your studio soon. Stop it.
Would you suggest that a late-term abortion is brutal?
I'm not taking a
Is it
view
a
on
brutal
this issue.
policy
I'm
to allow
asking
late-term
you the
abortion?
question.
No one has an abortion when the baby's being born, you dickhead. What the fuck is a late... What? Let them suck that shit out whenever. Okay? Sometimes the baby has an issue. Sometimes the baby's being born with a fucking brain tumor, or like 2 jaws, or 2 arms, or like 2 hearts, or like half a brain missing, or half a head missing. That's literally happened recently. I'm gonna look it up. Because that's literally happened recently. A baby was born with half a fucking skull. Come on, man. Come on. Why is my Keyboard not working. I'm sorry, boys. Technical issues. Technical issues. Oh no, where is it? Where is it? Look at this. Actually, I found a better one. Louisiana, boy. Louisiana. Yow. Louisiana woman denied abortion despite unborn baby's fatal skull condition. The baby's gonna be born dead. It's gonna die as soon as it's born. And that could kill the mother. On June 24th this year, Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Yeah, we know that. Blah, 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 blah. Since Louisiana has become one of the most difficult places in the country to obtain an abortion, since pregnancy endangers the life of a mother. Yeah, it endangers the life of a mother. It endangers the life of a mother. This is why we can't draw the lines on when you should be having an abortion. If it's a baby, you're not gonna be able to, like, no. Okay, if it's a baby, don't abort the baby. It's alive. If it's out of the VJ, it's alive, and you'll go to jail for killing it. All right, and if it's like a few months about to be born, like a month before being born or whatever, there's lines you can draw, but leave it up to the mother at least, because this is bullshit. A baby with no skull. Dude, imagine you having a fucking headless baby. A headless
Sir,
baby,
you just
bro.
suggested the pro-life position is inherently brutal and terrible, so I'm
What
asking
is
you as an
that?
objective journalist, would you ask the same question to a pro-choice advocate by calling their position brutal and
What I'm
horrible?
asking you is that why is it that a bill banning abortions after a woman has been pregnant for 6 weeks is not a return to the Dark Ages? What's your answer?
My answer is something called
That's
science.
the return
Human
of the
life
Dark Ages,
exists at
bro. It
conception.
is.
It ought to be protected. Now,
That's the return of the Dark Ages. Straight up. Andrew Neil is correct, and he is a king. I
back to
forgot
my
to add him
question
in
to
the
you. You
thumbnail.
purport to be an objective journalist. BBC purports to be an objective down-the-middle network. It obviously is not. It never has been. And you, as a journalist, are proceeding to call one side of the political aisle ignorant, barbaric, and sending us back to the Dark Ages. Why don't you just say that you're on the left? Is this so?
He is not on the left. He is not. This old grandpa. This dude. This reminds me of my grandpa. My grandpa ain't on the left. I mean, he's like centrist at best, but he ain't no leftist. He calls me a fucking commie. He thinks Bernie's gonna like fucking burn the world down. You know what I mean? Take over. Restart the USS AR. No. This dude's a conservative. He's just not a psychopath like you, Ben Shapiro, or the American right.
So hard for you? Why can't you just be honest?
Mr.
Seriously,
Shapiro,
it's a serious question.
Mr. Shapiro, if you only knew how ridiculous that statement is, you wouldn't have said it. So let's move on. Would you vote
I
for
think it's
Mr.
pretty evident from your own questions exactly what you are, sir.
Trump? Would you vote for Mr. Trump in 2020?
Yes.
I'd certainly consider voting for Mr. Trump in 2020, just like I'd
Yes.
consider voting for anybody else in 2020.
He doesn't
Did you
care.
once say that you'd never vote for him?
He did say that. He did say that. I bet, but this is what I'm saying. They don't give a shit. They don't care who it is. They will line up behind the leader, no matter what. Us on the left, I criticize Biden. I shit on him. I shit on all the Democrats. Maybe not I shit on Bernie every once in a while, actually, because, you know, he doesn't always do what he has to. And that's not bad. But the right, they don't shit on someone. They would follow them. They will suck every little drop that comes out of the wee-woo. The
I said
wah-wee,
that I wouldn't vote for him in
wee-wee-wah.
2016. And then I wrote a column for National Review explaining the conditions under which I might change my mind.
You're a culture war warrior,
The
isn't he
wah-wah-wee-wah.
largely on your side? You wrote once it was unlikely he'd appoint conservative judges to the Supreme Court. He has.
Yeah. He's like Ben Shapiro wrote, Donald Trump won't appoint conservative judges to the Supreme Court that will then revoke Roe v. Wade and make all the women's rights worse and destroy the country. No, he will not do that. He fucking did it. He did it, and they revoked Roe v. Wade, and it could get way worse.
Right.
So you were wrong.
Because that was literally a
like many
right.
of
That was a
President
human
Trump's
right,
policies,
man.
Even if I still have
They could get rid of They could literally get rid of marriages between different colored people. Like, you know, like it's fucking
serious
bullshit.
reservations about his personality and character.
Do you think there's a Democrat that could beat him in 2020?
Sure, I think there are several Democrats who could beat him in 2020.
Who would have the best chance?
I think that Joe Biden is likeliest to beat him, considering that he has significant appeal.
Oh yeah, Joe Brandon slammed the shit out of Trump, bro. Slammed the shit out of Trump. And the only reason why I'm worried about Joe Brandon running again is because Ron DeSantis might run. And if Ron DeSantis beats Trump, then that's a big problem. But I think Trump might beat Ron DeSantis, and therefore Biden will be all right. But I would like a Bernie run, you know?
In a lot of the Rust Belt, in places like Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, the places that President Trump needs to win to retain the presidency. And Joe Biden also has a long history in politics, which means that the American people already have sort of a preconceived vision of him. President Trump, as a campaigner, is very good at dragging unknowns through the mud, or at exposing details about people that are
That's true. Trump is very good at dragging people through the mud. Like, I don't know if he does it anymore, but like back in the day when he ran, you know, he was dissing people. Like, he was ruthless, man. He was dissing the shit out of people, and that's why a lot of people like him, because he's very entertaining. He's funny accidentally, and he's ruthless. He drags he will drax you. He will slam you.
previously sort of
With-
covered up.
with,
But when it
like,
comes to Joe Biden,
mean
he's
jokes.
been well exposed for a very long time. Most people know him, and he's not nearly as unpopular even going in as Hillary Clinton was in 2016.
So if it was a close race between Mr. Biden and Mr. Trump, you would, from what you say, I think, probably go for Mr. Trump.
Yes, I would vote for Mr. Trump if there were a race between Biden and Trump, because I think that the damage that President Trump has done to the country on a character and rhetorical level has already been done and cannot be undone. I don't see it as getting worse.
Wait, what did he say?
Or a race between Biden and Trump, because I think that the damage that President Trump has done to the country on a character and rhetorical level has already been done and cannot be undone. I don't see it as getting worse day by day. That is the
So he said he's gonna vote for Trump because the damage that Trump did is not gonna go away anyways. So he's like, yeah, I'll vote for Trump. We're not gonna go back in time anyways. What am I gonna do? I gotta fall in line.
new status
Eh,
quo,
mention people.
unfortunately. Now the question becomes which policies I would most like to see enacted, and Trump's policy preferences are closer to my own than Joe Biden's are.
Now, you're a star of new media, of conservative new media. You and others.
Bro, the Torah, the Jewish biblical book, literally allows abortion. It says you are not a life until first breath. You are not a life until first breath. You are not a life until first fucking breath. So where is Ben Shapiro coming out of nowhere trying to tell people that he agrees with the Christian right? They're against what you believe, Ben. Literally,
On the
you're
left and the
Jewish.
right, you position yourselves as supposed tellers of hard truths. But haven't you all just really coarsened public discourse in America and exacerbated its divisions?
Yes.
You know, it's kind of odd to be hearing about me coarsening public discourse.
They have exacerbated every division possible. They're trying to drive a wedge in between the trans community and the LGBT community. I mean, the LGB community. They're trying to literally drive us apart. All right, they're literally doing that. They got libs of TikTok out there spreading false information and bullshit and like harassing teachers and trans people. It's so sad. It's so sad.
Of course, when you call policies you disagree with brutal and bring us back to the Dark Ages, sir.
The point, I don't want to return to it, but the point was to put a position for you to reply to it. And I thought we covered that.
That's.
Well,
well,
I'll
I
put
think
some
that
of the points too, because on your
your
videos-
characterization of issues is part of the problem in the coarsening of public.
Your characterization of it is part of the problem. All right, I disagree with you.
Well, maybe it's also part of your problem too, because
Oh, it is part of your problem, Ben. That was a fire ass rebuttal.
we have from your YouTube videos, Ben Shapiro destroys the abortion argument. Ben Shapiro destroys transgenderism and
Ben Shapiro destroys transgenderism. Soy.
abortion. Is that not a kind of coarse public discourse?
Well, are those videos labeled by me?
I have no idea. But
Why are
they
you
get
picking
3
out- why are-
million
why are
They
views.
probably are. They're either labeled by you, Ben, or they're labeled by someone you hired, Ben. Or labeled by an organization that likes you, Ben. Or labeled by a friend of yours, Ben. Someone on the right wing, Ben. That's who they're labeled by. It doesn't matter if you didn't fucking label it. They're labeled by a friend of yours, probably.
I have a question. Why are you picking out random YouTube videos put up by people who are not me?
Are you,
and then attributing the titles to me?
Are you unhappy with the way they've been described?
He is.
I think that people can describe me however they please. It's a free country, and
He's getting triggered. He's getting triggered.
I'm all in favor of a public debate. If you watch the actual clips, they are generally civil conversations.
Bro, this is why I'm saying he needs a beanie. He needs a beanie to cover the little mezuzah or whatever that thing is.
Conversations between me and somebody who disagrees with me.
Mezuzah?
You say in your new book, you suggest that America's largest struggle at the moment is, quote, the struggle for our national soul. We are so angry at each other right now. And I think that's true. I've just returned from the United
Our
States.
national soul.
But aren't you part of the problem with the way you go about your discourse?
Yes. Yes. This is a conservative literally asking Ben Shapiro, aren't you the problem? There's all this hate going around and you know, you guys talk about all this hate going around and like, aren't you the problem? Haven't you all been spreading some hate recently, man? What's going on, man?
Not the solution?
And I think we can all do better in our discourse, but the fact that I've reached out to so many people across the aisle to have conversations with them is pretty
I've reached out across the aisle. So many people I've reached out. Bro, go on TYT, bro. Go on TYT. Go on the Majority Report. Go on the H Street podcast just for fun. Look, it's a fellow Jew. Go on the H Street podcast, Ben. Do it.
evident. The fact that I was willing to walk from a publication that was paying me money over principle is pretty evident. The fact that I've called out President Trump, a member of a party of which I am a member, repeatedly when I think that
You called him out and then you sucked his wee wee right after. His wee wah woo wee wah. Wah wah wee wah. Let me look up this is what I mean, guys. This is what I mean by this. Wah wah wee wah. Borat.
Whoa, whoa, woo. Whoa, whoa, woo. Oh la la. Whoa, woo.
Wah wah wee
King in
wah.
the castle. King in the castle.
King of the
Have a chair,
castle.
have a chair.
King of the castle.
Oh, go do this. Go do
The
this.
left is the king of the castles. Wah wah wee wah. Wah wah wee wah.
he has done things that are immoral, I think is decent evidence looking at least for a civil
Borat.
conversation.
Well, as you say in your book, you say that this is quite a key phrase. We are so angry at each other.
Oh, what happened? What happened? What
It's something
happened?
that you and I have talked about because
I
we
can't
are
hear
friends.
anything.
We have dined together. We've hung out.
I can't
our
hear
wives
no
have hung
tang.
out.
No
It's
tang. I
fine,
can't
just
hear no
big
tang.
Chalices and
Shit, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Bam.
We
Is it
did.
good?
There was this- I had a suit of armor brought in.
Is that the right
Is it good? What's going on?
You're talking about
What the fuck's going on? All this? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're back. Hello? Got it. We're good.
No. But as I say, aren't
Okay.
you part of that anger? Aren't you encouraging that anger? For example,
My
you
USB cable for my microphone is very flimsy, and like my laptop is really shitty. So if I move at all, it will disconnect and reconnect, and I got to do a whole setup thing.
you described Mr. Obama's State of the Union address.
You described Mr. Obama. Why did you describe Obama? Obama like that? Sir, Mr. Shapiro, why did you describe Obama as a foreigner?
in 2012 as fascist mentality in action.
He described Obama as a fascist? Bro, look inwards. Candace Owens, his best friend, hung out with Kanye, who is now an open Nazi, a black Nazi. Literally, the Nazis will fuck you up if you were black, by the way. They would kill you. They hated black people and Jewish people and all types of people. They killed communists. They killed socialists. They killed gay people. They killed trans people. They killed black people or enslaved you and made you fight for them or build their bunkers and shit. They hated minorities. And they hated people that were of other religions and ideologies. So how is Obama a Nazi, bro? Come on, dude.
Well, I think that if you want to argue with the characterization, then we can talk about what exactly his State of the Union address said. Is it charged language in politics? Sure. The problem that I have is not with charged language in politics, which I'm generally in favor of. I like a robust public debate and a very loud and spirited.
He does not like a robust, loud debate. He does not like a robust, loud debate. He is a pussy. He runs away from everything. He is a liar. Sorry I said that word. I will not use the P word anymore. He is a baby. He is a butthead. He is a poo-poo doo-doo head.
Public debate. I have no
Poo-poo,
problem with that
doo-doo
whatsoever.
head,
What I'm talking
diaper,
about is
butt
the
wipe.
assumption that people with whom we disagree politically are inherently of bad character or, in your words, want to bring us back to the dark ages.
But again, it was your description of the State of the Union address in 2012 as fascist.
Yeah. He said Obama's State of the Union address, which is when the president gets elected and then they do a speech. He said it was fascist. Really? Really now?
The wording of President Trump's 2012 address was bad and wrong.
That's all. There are plenty of things that are bad and wrong, but it doesn't make them fascist.
Yeah, bro. Plenty of things are bad. It doesn't mean they're a fascist. Like, you're bad, bro. Ben Shabibo, you're a bad guy, but I'm not gonna call you a fascist. You're very close. You're right there. You're friends with a bunch of people that are fascists and stuff, but I'm not gonna call you a fascist. Okay, he's not a fascist. He's not. He's a Jew, you know, who's just going the wrong way and making the wrong friends and just trying to make some money. Oh, not the whole like Jewish stereotype. Literally, I don't mean that, but like, you know, we're all trying to make money. I'm trying to make money. You know what I mean? I want to make money, but like. He's friends with oil billionaires. He's a conservative. He doesn't want his tax cuts. You know, he doesn't want to fund welfare programs, social programs. He's just a capitalist. It's not that you know what I mean? It's none of that. Like, he's just a capitalist. He doesn't care about all that. And so he'll become friends with the right. It doesn't matter because the right love capitalism. All right? Fascism doesn't go against capitalism. They actually go along quite well. They do.
I suppose that's true, but if you would like to, again, if you'd like to read me the column out loud, I suppose I can critique it for you.
Oh, well, again, with Mr. Obama, you said Jew, and you're Jewish yourself. I only mentioned that because to put this in context.
Yeah. Ben is a Jew who hangs out with Nazis and far-right people and people that hate Jews. So he might be like a self-hating Jew. I don't know, but, you know.
Jews who vote for Obama are, by and large, Jews in name only. Ginos,
Wow, he said Jews that vote for Obama are Jews in name only. That's like calling someone a rhino, a Republican in name only. That means you're like a liar. You're faking it. So he's calling people fake Jews for voting for Obama, bro.
call them.
My statement was based on the fact that Jews in the United States, as an ethnic group, are largely irreligious, which is true by every single poll. Jews are the most irreligious group in the United States.
Bro, he's a little, that's what I'm saying. He's a little anti-Semitic himself.
Orthodox Jew who actually takes Judaism seriously. The point that I am making is that most Jews who are ethnically Jewish are not religiously Jewish in any context.
No. The point you were making is that Jews who vote for Obama are Jews in name only.
Jews who vote for Obama. Obama.
I said that, yes, that is correct. That Jews who voted for Barack Obama, a progenitor of the Iran deal, a person who was...
A progenitor of the Iran deal. If you guys don't know, the Iran deal is the deal that Obama made with Iran, which is good. He made a deal with Iran, a nuclear deal that said, hey, you guys don't make nuclear bombs or research nuclear bombs, and we'll let you use nuclear energy. That's a good deal. That's a fair deal. That's something that we should do with North Korea so that they don't get the nuke, but they have the nuke already, so we're not going to take it away. But Ben Shapiro doesn't like the deal because Obama signed it, probably. If Trump would have signed that deal, Ben Shapiro would have been right there. He would have been like, Trump, yes. Yes, Trump, yes. You did it.
Cracking down on religious liberty, a person who spent much of his career as president of the United States attempting to deprive Israel of the necessities to defend itself.
Bro, what do you mean? We've been funding Israel since the start of Israel. We've been giving Israel money and shit since the start of Israel, which is good. But we shouldn't let Israel attack the Palestinians and slaughter them and mass murder them, massacre them.
Jews who voted for President Obama, by and large, cared about Judaism far less than they did about other priorities.
Did you say they should turn their badge in as a Jew?
Yes, I believe that if you are somebody who takes Judaism seriously, that...
Wow, Ben Shapiro took their Jew card. Ben Shapiro took all the leftist Jews' Jew card and Obama's Jew card. He can no longer associate with Jews anymore. Ben Shapiro, the Pope of the Jews. Right here, the Pope of the Jews. Took their Jew card away.
Comes along with ideological commitment.
I mean, I guess...
Also, I hope you're having fun, by the way, going through every old tweet that I've ever sent to try and do gotcha questions, but...
I am having fun. I'm having a lot of fun, especially with all the old tweets that they're digging up. That's great. This is the stuff people need to know. Because there's so much information on these little dweebs out there, and that people just don't know. And people just coast off of his fame, and they just use the right wing, intellectual dark web, intellectual... nerdy kids intellectual. Like, he's just a dork. He's a dork that takes money and then says dork things for the money, you know?
If you'd like to have a discussion about my general philosophy or things I've done in, say, I don't know, that was 2012, so it's now 2019.
His general philosophy is money, less tax breaks for the billionaires and the rich, more tax cuts for the billionaires and the rich, deregulation for the billionaires and the rich, more taxes for the poor. That's literally what he wants. That's all the Republicans do. Literally.
If you'd like to discuss something I've done in, say, like the
And
past 5 years,
wars
why don't
and
we do that?
shit.
How about
Well,
that?
because your book is a criticism of how angry America is and how America has to do better. And I'm
I
simply
have an
trying to
entire
point
list
out-
on my website, sir. Sir, on my list, I have an entire website.
Sir, I have a curated list of things. Sir, I have a specific list of things you can read out that will make me look better. Sir, why are you picking out these things, sir?
Dumb
I'm
bad
simply
things
trying
that
to
I've
point
said.
out some of the things you've said that seem to me to help to stoke that anger. For example, you said
Sure.
Israelis like to build, Arabs like to bomb crap.
He said that, dude. He said Israelis like to build and Arabs just like to bomb shit. That's all they're doing. Arabs just running around like with suicide vest on, just fucking blowing shit up. You know what I mean? Like the Middle East is just like little bombs going off everywhere. Bro, what the fuck, dude?
And live in open sewage.
Oh my god, and live in open sewage. This is how racist this dweeb is, man. And how... But YouTube's okay with the Daily Wire being up and all this stuff. YouTube's alright with that. That's okay. Because that makes them money. Right? Yeah.
As I say in an article entitled, "Here's a list of all the giant, bad, dumb things I've ever said."
Was that dumb?
Yes.
Yes, that's a dumb tweet. And not only, but
Ah,
it's
he
also important
admitted
to
it.
mention that the next few tweets clarify that that tweet is specifically referring to the Hamas leadership.
That's like the 10th win for Andrew Neil, yo. Like literally, that's like the 10th fucking own he has.
Which, by the way, a BBC I've seen is relatively reticent to condemn.
No, actually, it wasn't what you went on to do and say. You are correct about the slur on Arabs. It's not all Arabs that want to live in open sewage and blow things up.
You know what's funny? What did Trump say? What did Trump say about Mexicans, huh? What was that little thing he said a long time ago about Mexicans? Like, he was like, Mexicans, like, they're rapists or something? But not all of them, right? He said not all people, not all Mexicans. I suppose some are good people. That's what he said. That's what Trump said. And now you got Ben Shapiro here saying, Arabs like to bomb shit. Not all, I suppose not all of them, though. There's a few ones around. Here and there, you know, sprinkled about the map.
It's just Palestinians, you went on to say.
No, it's
And
no.
then you
Wow, just Palestinians like to blow shit up and bomb and like, live in sewage, open sewage. Just Palestinians. I wonder why they're living in open sewage, Ben Shapiro. Could it be because they're being bombed to hell and like they have no infrastructure left and they're living in like a corner of the map and all their land's being slowly taken away? Is that why? No, that couldn't be why. That could not be why, guys.
Once we take
I don't
sides,
know why. I
then
don't know what's going on
Israel-
here.
The
man.
Palestinian
Arab
conflict.
population is rotten to the core, you went on to say. Not Hamas.
Yeah, he said the Palestinian population is rotten to the core. Not Hamas, the bad guy leader that they're all afraid of, that they use to shit on Palestinians. Not Hamas. He could have said Hamas is the bad guy and whatever, but he said no. Palestinians have souls that are corrupt and bad or whatever. Palestinians.
Nice.
Oh, the
But
people.
I say by
Palestinian
poll-
Arab population.
I say that by poll numbers, they elected Hamas. They elected.
By poll numbers, they elect Hamas. By poll numbers, they elect Hamas. Did you know that Israel supported Hamas for a bit before he was the crazy? Like, they supported him for the election. They pushed him as a candidate, Hamas. They supported him for a bit, and then he turned around and he was bad towards them or whatever. And then they were like, oh, now he's not. Now he's no longer the good guy we want. No. So they supported the bad guy they're shitting on right now, which is, he is shitty. He's a bad dude. But can they admit it? No, they can't.
Hamas. They
can't.
educate their children in school that Israel should be obliterated, sir.
I guess
If you want to read, honestly, this is a giant waste of time in the sense that the entire interview
Honestly-
is designed for you to shout
Honestly, you're
slogans.
wasting my time. Sir, you're wasting my time. Andrew Neil, you're a real conservative, man. Are you a real conservative? How are you a real conservative?
Or old things that I've said at me. I don't see how
I
this
don't
works today.
understand.
You talk about undermining the public discourse. It seems to me that simply going through and finding lone things that sound bad out of context and then hitting
Simply going through my history and finding all the bad stuff I said. Simply going through my history and doing all that. That's bad. You are slandering me. I will sue you. Going through my history and picking out all the bad shit I said because all the shit I say is bad. That is slander.
them with and then hitting people with them is a way for you to make a quick buck on
Slender!
BBC off the fact that I'm popular and no one has ever heard of you.
there are not many bucks to be made on the BBC, unlike American broadcasting, Mr. Shapiro. The point
You're
I'm
getting
trying
paid,
to
it
make
seems.
is that your words are
Yo,
highly
he's getting
designed
triggered.
to produce the consensus and understanding that the book seems to want to produce. That's my point. That you write about, Judeo.
He's triggered, dude. Look at him.
But so much of what you
Look
said
at
in the
him.
past would seem to Judeo-Christian culture and want
we
to
move?
produce.
Look how he moves.
That's my point. That you write about.
Look at his head move.
Judeo-Christian.
Look at his
seems
head
to
move
want to
around and him
produce.
licking his lips and shit, and like
That's
he
my
can't
point, that
take
you
it.
write about, Judeo-Christian
Look at that.
culture and so on.
He's so
but so much of
uncomfortable,
what you
dude.
said in the past would
He's
seem to
triggered.
turn its back on Judeo-Christian culture.
You're lecturing me on Judeo-Christian culture after you call the pro-life position barbaric?
I just asked you a question.
You're lecturing me on a pro Christian values when you said abortion and the way we treat women is trash? Huh? Have you read the Bible? Ben Shapiro hasn't, because the Bible literally says you can have abortion. Let me look it up. Let me look at the part of the Bible where it says you can have abortion, because it's a beautiful part of the Bible. I love reading it. I'm gonna read it to my kids as a bedtime story, bro. Bro, listen to this. Bible abortion. Look at this, dude. Look at this. This is funny. All right. Wikipedia, the source of all truth. The ordeal of the bitter water was a trial by the ordeal administered to the wife whose husband suspected her of adultery, cheating, but who had no witness to make formal case. So basically, in the Bible it says that a priest gave a guy's wife a drink, a bitter water, a potion. And if she cheated, she drinks the potion, and if she cheated, she would have a miscarriage. So in the Bible itself, they do abortions. Da, da, da. What? Abortion?
And I asked you a question. You failed to answer a single one of them. Frankly, I find this whole thing a waste of time. If you want to read the book and critique the book, why don't you read and critique the book? If you want to critique me,
No
you
way,
can think
bro.
whatever you want.
That
of me.
can't be.
Frankly, I don't care.
That
I don't
can't
frankly
be,
give a
bro.
damn
I
what you
just
think
don't
of me,
believe
because I've
me.
never heard of you.
And I've never heard of you until I briefed myself of this. But that's
Damn, I never heard of you till I read all the fucked up shit you said. Oh my God, Andrew Neil's destroying Ben Shabibo.
not the issue. You have a
Then
new
why the hell
book
are you
out, and
interviewing me,
it's an interesting book.
Why are you interviewing me? Why are you interviewing me if all you got stuff is bad? Huh?
But my point is, your book claims that
Well, it'd be nice if you would quote it from time to time.
Your book is, well, actually, I've done so several times, and I'm about to do so again, if you would let me just finish the question.
Damn, bro. He's like, well, why don't you judge the book any other time? Well, I will. Andrew Neil's like, I will, man. I will judge your book right now. Let me just wait. Hold up, bro. And then
Your book
frankly, I don't
claims
think
that
you know what?
society
Honestly-
is turning
honestly,
its
sir,
back on
this is where he's about to quit. Look at this. Look at this.
claims
Well,
that
it'd be nice if you would
society-
quote it from time to time.
Your book is, well, actually, I've done so several times, and I'm about to do so again, if you would let me just finish the question. Your book
frankly, I don't
claims
think
that
you know what?
society
Fuck,
is
dude.
turning its
honestly, sir.
back on Judeo-Christian values.
Yeah, this is
What are
considering
those values?
considering
What are the values it's turning its back on?
I'm not inclined to continue an interview with a person as badly motivated as you as an interview.
I'm not inclined to talk to you, man. I don't like you. You hurt my feelings. You really made me look bad, man. I'm not buying your books, Andrew Neil. Serious, man.
So I appreciate your time. sir.
All
Thank
right,
you so
well,
much.
thank
Oh
you for
my
your
God.
time and for showing that anger is not part
The Ben Shapiro voice is hurting my throat.
of American political discourse. Now, Mr. Shapiro, we'll say goodbye.
Bro, Ben Shapiro literally rage quit. He rage quit, man. He fucking rage quit. Okay? Now here comes our second video that we're gonna watch, okay? This is my daddy. I love this dude's show. It's the Majority Report. And he debated Timmy the Pool Man. Tim Pool. He debated him a few years ago. And Tim Pool hasn't come back ever since. He hasn't debated Sam Cedar. I don't know why he hasn't invited him to a show or anything. He seems to be like just running away. Like most of the right wing, actually. Because you saw Ben Shapiro run. He ran. He didn't finish the interview. He was supposed to do more. But he ran away. And this is the big topic of the stream today. The right wing likes to run. They like to run like Forrest fucking Gump.
second of this. I literally couldn't sit through
Oh man, and this guy, Michael Brooks, bro, rest in peace, bro. This guy passed away a few years ago. Yeah, he was a sweetheart. He was a sweetheart, and I really liked his politics. You know, he was really for Lula da Silva, who actually won in was it Brazil, right? I think so. I gotta look that up. But anyways, this dude passed away, and like, you know, rest in peace to Michael Brooks. I love this guy, and I hope you all like just know who he is.
debate, but I know many of you would enjoy this. I can't sit through it for two reasons. One, I'm legit uncomfortable watching Tim Pool deal with Sam. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know
Yeah,
much.
that's
No,
true.
of course, they're doing this to people. Literally. All right, nose.
All right, here we
everything
go.
is just debate. Okay.
I would vote for someone who is going to create less concentration.
All right, pause it.
So you're-
I'm sorry. This goes back to an
Pause it.
old. Pause it. This is a piece of Majority Report lore. I think it was during the Obama election, where basically Sam said, you know, if one candidate's proposing 30 concentration camps and another proposes 10, I'm voting for the one who proposes 10. Now, I understand why people find this particular thought experiment to be off-putting, but the very obvious and not particularly hard to figure out point here is that voting, unless you have the opportunity to vote for like a Bernie Sanders, and certainly in 2012, was a highly utilitarian activity, and you were putting a choice. There is a column A, column B choice. Both are going to cause a huge amount
I'm
of
trying to check
injustice
my
and
stream real
suffering.
quick,
One less
because I
than
don't know
the
how it's
other.
doing at all.
So what you do is you go and you opt for less suffering, because voting is not really about a personal expression of your essence. It's about a practical activity. So I might
Anyways.
have used a different metaphor.
Just checking.
But that's all Sam is saying. It's pretty frigging simple. But let's see how this goes in a freshman philosophy bong choke direction.
I would vote
Sorry,
for
guys,
someone
I'm
who is going to
vaping.
create less concentration camps.
So you're willing to put your weight behind somebody who's going to make concentration camps?
No, I'm not willing to put my.
So I'm assuming they're talking about how there were concentration camps for immigrants, basically. So along the border wall, you know, I mean not along the border wall, but like, you know, near the border and shit. There are camps that Trump, and before Trump, you know, camps that were put in. I think Obama might have even put some in. But you know, there are immigration camps, and like they have children and shit in there, and I do not support that at all. I don't support any Democrat that supports that. I don't support any Republican ever, because they all support that, I feel. So I think this is what the topic is about.
I'm willing to put my weight behind diminishing the number of concentration camps.
I think that
True.
before you go, that's a really great point that I think may separate. It's utilitarianism versus deontologism. That
So Tim Pool's about to make a great point, a really brain-melting point, like a brain-busting, brain-destroying, like, wow moment. Listen.
you're quantifying versus I'm not. You see what I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying your philosophical standard is the minimization of harm, and mine is more about the individual is the small. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I'm curious about the second.
Wait. So he said that Sam Cedars' main idea is to minimize harm,
Part of
and his is self-freedom or some shit. So basically, he believes that he shouldn't be stopped from doing anything because of freedom, which could easily turn bad, because you could be like, well, I could kill you and take your shit because of freedom, right? No, you can't do that, right? No, obviously not. But he has a really weird mindset with that right now.
that. You said, you know what I mean, because I really don't.
Oh,
Mine is
so
about minimizing
there's two-
harm.
the
and
two
yours
philosophies.
is about feeling.
Violating the ethics of an individual is violating ethics regardless. And yours is minimization of harm is better. So utilitarian versus deontological. From my standpoint, committing
Yeah, minimizing the ability, like if somebody wants to murder you, right? That's a freedom they have. They can murder you, right? But as a society, we want to take that right away from people because you don't want someone to murder somebody else. You don't want someone going around murdering people because they think it's their freedom. So we have laws. And so there's negative freedom and there's positive freedoms. You guys get it? There's negative freedoms, there's positive freedoms. You have the freedom to stab somebody. We have the freedom to stop you from doing that and putting laws in effect to stop that. Put you in jail for a long time for wanting to do your freedom. That's what we do in societies. But these people don't want to live in societies. I don't know what the fuck they want to live in.
Ethical act is a violation of principle and ethics that can't be crossed. But I will admit, there's not like a hard line. It's you know.
I think that is silly, to be honest with you.
Act is a violation of principle and ethics that can't be crossed. But I will admit, there's not like a hard line.
So he says that laws are a violation of ethics. So he just doesn't want laws. He's a libertarian, but a right-wing libertarian.
I think that is silly.
And Sam Cedar's like, you're kind of dumb, man.
To be honest with you.
I mean, I respect it, you know, but they're very strong philosophical positions held by most people.
I believe that less suffering is better, and that I am willing to.
Yeah, less suffering is better, guys, and that is usually what leftists want. They want less suffering. That's why we want to kind of get rid of money and shit. The more farther left you go, that's why we want to give everybody health care. That's why we want to give everybody a better wage, you know, better housing, better education opportunities. We all want that. But the right doesn't, because that costs more money. That goes against them. That gives people more freedom, more education. That means people know when they're getting fucked over in their job and they're by their business owner, by their CEO. People know. People are more educated. People know more shit. People vote better if they're more educated.
I will tell you something you won't like to hear, though.
I'm willing to sully myself if that.
So here comes Tim Pool's brain-busting comment, to say the least. Listen.
Better, and that I am willing to.
He's really excited. Look at him. He's really excited.
Tell you something you won't like to hear, though.
I'm willing to sully myself if that that's the outcome.
But I'll tell you something you're not going to want to hear, and I admit it's I'll call it dickish. Utilitarianism is typically the villain in most movies.
He said utilitarianism is the villain in most movies. Therefore, what I believe what I believe about anti-utilitarianism is good. You guys get it? It's so stupid. He gets his ideas from fucking movies. From movies. Think about that. That is sad. Because movies get a lot of shit wrong. And look at Sam Cedar's face. And look at Sam Cedar's reaction, dude.
That's the outcome.
But I'll tell you something you're not going to want to hear, and I admit it's I'll call it dickish. Utilitarianism is typically the villain in most movies.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. So for instance, like Thanos was utilitarian, and Captain America was deontological.
I did.
Like, for instance, Thanos was utilitarian, and somebody else was something else. He's making the dumbest political to entertainment analysis in the entire fucking universe. Like, I'm getting a tumor thinking about this shit. If I die from cancer in 30 years, this is why.
In most movies.
I don't care.
Yeah, so for instance, like Thanos was utilitarian, and Captain America was deontological.
I didn't.
So Thanos willing to reduce the suffering by killing.
Care. He said, "I don't care" 3 times already.
And Captain America was deontological.
I didn't.
So Thanos willing to reduce the suffering by killing, hundreds of.
So Thanos wanted to reduce the suffering by killing half of the world or getting rid of half of the population by the snap of the finger, blah, 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 blah. So, because Thanos wants to do a good thing by making more space in the universe by reducing half of the life. But what he thinks is good is bad for most people, right? Because you're losing family. So he's trying to antiquate the Thanos storyline to all utilitarianism.
Of trillions versus the thousands of trillions which would be living better off. So
But I'm not
it's like comic book movies.
I'm not having to kill anybody. I'm just voting and choosing.
I mean, if you vote in favor of somebody,
Yeah, we don't want to kill anybody to change shit. All we want is to vote and have the politicians do what we vote for, which they don't do. That's all we want. But he's tying it into like we're killing like half of the right or like half of the universe or whatever.
who's going to build a concentration camp, you are.
No, one of these people is going to win, Tim.
Yup. So that was Tim Pool. The brain,
Hundreds
the
of trillions
brainiac Tim Pool.
versus the thousands of trillions which would be living better off. So
That was Tim
But I'm
Poolio.
not-
It's like comic book movies.
I'm not having to kill anybody. I'm just voting and choosing.
I mean, if you vote in favor of somebody who's going to build a concentration camp, you are.
No, one of these people is going to win, Tim.
Yeah. We're not going to vote for the person that wants to build a concentration camp. We're going to vote for the person that doesn't want to build a concentration camp. And one of them is going to win. So,
You don't understand that I'm like physically embarrassed watching that. Down to the
yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna have cancer one day because of this shit. All right. I think we finished this. So I do want to go to sleep. I'm a little tired. I work tonight, shit. But anyways, let's watch this.
You take those off.
H3 versus Sam Cedar. Versus H3 brings in Sam Cedar, like a ninja, sneaky ninja moves, and Sam Cedar destroys Steven Crowder, and you can see how quickly Steven Crowder runs away. Because usually Steven Crowder likes to do this thing where it's like, oh, change my mind, where he likes to bring on people that don't know shit, and then he likes to debate them and like, talk to them about stuff that like they don't know about, and destroy them in the marketplace of ideas. But whenever someone gets on that actually knows what they're talking about, these people run away. And this is, like I said, this is the main topic of the show. Tim Pool has not debated Sam Cedar ever since. And this dude's about to run away.
So I've prepared.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So,
Dan,
what we were going
whenever
to
you're
talk
ready.
about is the initial quote that happened. I think he's looking off there.
You see that? You see how
the initial quote that happened.
You see how he says, I think he's looking off there? Steven Crowder is terrified. He is shitting his pants. He is shitting Minecraft bricks right now. Because he does not want to debate. Because he knew this was coming. He had a feeling. Basically, Sam Cedar tried to do this before. Like a few weeks before this debate went down. And Steven Crowder, as soon as Steven Crowder saw that the Majority Report, the Majority Report's channel went down, that Sam Cedar went offline, this dude literally took his show offline so that Sam wouldn't try to jump on or something. So this dude has been running away from Sam Cedar since the beginning because his manager, Steven Crowder's manager, is his fucking dad, bro. Imagine your dad being your manager, bro.
I think he's looking off there.
So he says, I think he's looking off there because he knows something's up. He can sense it.
The initial quote that kind of was turned into a little bit of a meme, which wasn't intentional, and was
Listen to Steven Crowder's voice too, man. Cause he sounds like a little fucking baby. He sounds like a little wussy.
a little bit of a meme, which wasn't intentional, and
Listen to that breathe. Listen to the sigh, dude. Like the sound of like panic in his voice.
was turned into a little bit of a meme, which wasn't intentional, and was you saying you don't even have to think about it regarding the CDC. And I disagree with that. I think people should think about it. I believe, and we talked about this through playful ribbing, in an aggregation of medical authorities and scientific voices to make an informed and rational decision. So where do you think that I'm wrong on that?
Stephen, do you know that the Spartans are...
So look. The reason why H3 says the whole Spartan thing, right? Look. The reason why he said this Spartan shit is because Steven Crowder has dressed like a Spartan, bro. And I think it's to do with the Spartan armor collaboration or whatever. Do we have it? Do we have it? This dude literally fucking does, like... He literally does... What's it called? Look at this shit. This motherfucker literally does, dude, what do they do in trans, I mean, not just trans, but LGBT bars and shit. This dude does cosplay, bro. He's always doing cosplay, and I think he dressed like a fucking Spartan one day, and I can't find it. Here's this lovely thing. Look at that. Oh, can we not see the picture? Damn it. He's fucking racist, guys. He's racist as shit. I can't find a Spartan armor, but he does. He wears shit. He wears like armor and like fake ass costumes and stuff. Look at this fucking dork, bro. This motherfucker's a bowl of rice. Like, these motherfuckers are just racist. They're like low-key racist. It's so sad. It's so sad.
That they are like practice man love with children.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah, the Spartans did do weird shit with younger men. Yep, that's true. That is definitely true. That's historical fact.
So this is what's going to happen. What did I tell you? He was going to do anything he could to avoid. Oh, there he is. Oh no, Sam Cedar.
What a fucking nightmare.
To avoid. Oh, there he is. Oh no, Sam Cedar. Tell you, he was going to do anything he could to avoid. Oh, there he is.
Oh, there it is. Oh no, look at his face. Look at his face, bro. He was so surprised.
Oh no, Sam Cedar. What a fucking nightmare. I had no idea this was going to happen. I thought Ethan was a stand-up guy. This is where we are. Yeah, I told Dave, remember?
Look at that. Look. They cut the camera away from Steven Crowder. Because he's so embarrassed. They cut the camera away and they pointed it to his fucking co-host who was just sitting down randomly. Like, he went to go get a fucking water bottle and they just like cut to him sitting down like a poor guy.
I told you. I said, I guarantee you he's going to do anything he can to avoid the debate.
Well, I just think he believes that he should debate you.
No, he doesn't. He just takes advantage of women with, mental health issues.
So Steven Crowder says that Sam Cedar takes advantage of women.
He should debate
with
you.
mental health issues.
No, he doesn't. He just takes advantage of women with, mental health issues.
And what he means by that is what I was telling you earlier. Steven Crowder has been running away from Sam Cedar since the birth of Christ. Since Steven Crowder was born, he was running away from Sam Cedar. He was born with the umbilical cord like tugging on him as he like ran. You know what I mean? And so the reason why he brought up that lady is because Sam Cedar contacted a woman that worked at like a Politicon or something, like a conference where people debate. Because Sam Cedar was supposed to debate Steven Crowder. But for some reason, Steven Crowder never did the debate. Even though Sam Cedar was perfectly down and they had everything set up and they had everything like ready to do, and like the people at the debate con or whatever were fucking down and they were ready. But somebody that works for Steven Crowder, his dad, literally stopped the debate from happening. And so Sam Cedar called that lady that booked the debate, right? And she said that the person who stopped the debate was the manager of Sam Cedar. Of Steven Crowder. Steven Crowder's manager. And she said apparently Steven Crowder's manager is his dad. And so now Steven Crowder's trying to say she has mental health issues, which I don't fucking get.
Ethan Klein doesn't stand up and do his own
I
fighting.
gotta say,
It's just hilarious. Let's bring on FM.
That you would do anything to avoid talking to me. I think the point that you made
Yes,
at
that's
the
right.
beginning of
Joe
this
Rogan.
was-
Yeah, Joe Rogan and Dave Rubin and Jordan Peters.
Listen to all the people they name. Listen to all these names and just look at their politics recently.
That you made
Yes,
at the
that's
beginning
right.
of
Joe
this
Rogan.
was-
Yeah,
Joe Rogan.
Rogan and
Ben Shapiro.
and Dave Rubin and
Dave Rubin.
Jordan Peterson and
Jordan Peterson.
Noam Chomsky and
Noam Chomsky. Noam Chomsky. I'm sure Noam Chomsky will talk to Sam Cedar. I'm sure they just have to book something. Noam Chomsky's not a crazy right wing guy.
Sam Harris.
Sam Harris. He's like a weird atheist right winger.
Everyone's been a.
Dave Rubin is a failed comedian. He's also a failed TYT contributor. He used to work for the Young Turks, and he dipped. He took the money and ran, and then he went to the right wing and started taking their money. And then also Jimmy Dore. Jimmy Dore was also another person that took TYT's money, their CIA money, and then they ran with TYT's CIA money and started their own right wing show. So these are all grifters. This is a word that I wrote down. Grifters. Grifters are people that just take the fucking money and do whatever you ask. They take the bag and do whatever they ask of you or you ask of them. They don't care. They just want the bag. Okay? A lot of these people are fake. They're funded by rich oligarchs who just fucking destroy the world with oil, fucking destroying people with fucking, in the housing market, destroying people anywhere. They just destroy people, okay?
Avoiding not just attempting to get your audience by jumping in.
Well, I debated with Charlie Kirk. Stephen, it's about...
Yeah, he debated Charlie Kirk. Sam Cedar debated Charlie Kirk, but these guys are always running away. There are very few right-wingers who will debate intelligent left-wingers.
About issues. Let's
about
talk
issues,
about those
yeah.
issues.
That's what you're doing
some
here.
Valid
Yeah.
points.
You're
that
so
I think we
clever.
should
I had no
discuss.
idea that you were taking your show off early last time, coming in today with your pig pen peanuts eyes.
So he said, I had no idea
you were taking
your show down.
Your show off early last time.
I'm
coming in today with your
pink pen peanut
peanuts
eyes, which is an anti-Semitic stereotype. He just said an anti-Semitic stereotype, making fun of Sam Cedar's glasses and his eyes, because back in the day they would draw cartoons weird with the eyes like little dots or whatever. It's a really stupid joke. I barely get it, but it is anti-Semitic.
You take those off with a velveteen buttons.
We must have been
Take those off with your velveteen button eyes or whatever the heck.
very worried about this, Stephen. I don't know why.
No
it would
one's
be
worried
come
about
on,
it.
so
Say, I
concerned.
didn't want to
Well,
do
let's have the
Sam,
debate.
come
If no
on. Just
one's
I'll tell you
worried,
what. I
let's
have a
do
general.
this.
I have a general.
This is a
rule.
great
I
opportunity.
don't start a debate based with people on a lie. And how about you get
sabotaging?
How about you get
Stephen,
to
show
30th of
yourself,
the
you
audience
coward.
share?
Stephen, show yourself.
Yeah. Steven, show yourself. Look how Steven's hiding, showing his fucking co-host. Remember I pointed that out earlier?
Don't show your co-host.
Ethan, you should
Stephen,
show yourself.
Ethan, how can you respect yourself as a man, brother?
Stephen,
so strong.
At this point, this show just becomes a fucking shit show, and they don't even let Sam Cedar talk. They don't.
Stephen, you are such a coward. Stop showing your little leprechaun co-host who comes.
Yo, he said stop showing your little leprechaun co-host, bro. Look at that little motherfucker over there, little leprechaun ass. Look at
Stephen, you
this.
are such a coward. Stop showing your little leprechaun co-host who comes out dressed like your
Ethan, come on,
sidekick.
Ethan, why do you have to bring on a
Show
guy who has
Stephen.
a 30th of the
really
viewership?
Why
of
is
your
the
show?
saddest thing I've ever heard? So you have a
Just
guy
show
with
Stephen.
less viewers to come on to debate him because you can't?
Well, obviously, if I'm a
Apparently,
Remember, Steven Crowder likes to do this thing called Change My Mind, where he invites people that don't know shit to debate him about stuff that he knows about. Right? But this time, Ethan Klein dunked on him and brought someone that he knows to debate him. And Steven Crowder's mad.
Obviously, if I'm a layup and not a debater.
Well, look, you're the one who called. You're the one who got
the one that got angry about it.
Steven, don't be such a coward.
All right, hold on. Let me hear what Pigpen has to say here really quick.
Fair enough.
They called him Pigpen again.
Look, I don't. Hold on a second, Ethan. This is because initially I came on here to talk with Ethan. Ethan, come on, man. Look, the same reason that I haven't ever had a conversation with Sam Cedars, the same reason that Joe Rogan, Sam Harris, Brett Weinstein, Dave Rubin, Ben Shapiro don't owe him anything. It's based on a lie.
Those are all shitty people. Don't watch those people. I better not catch you guys watching any of those.
Booker reached out to you, Ethan, when you know that's not true. There's no one ducking you, Sam.
I've never afraid.
Sam,
I think you're a smart guy.
I can call out Mike Tyson. It doesn't mean that I'm ducking him.
See, Sam Cedars trying to be nice. He said, I think you're a smart guy. I don't understand why you won't let me debate you. Let me debate you guys. Let me debate.
So worried about this.
Why do you feel that? Why do you feel that anyone, Sam? Why do you feel?
Look at him stroking his fucking chin, dude. Look at him stroking it. He's very nervous, wearing the fucking gun straps and shit. What a baby, bro. Why are you gonna wear gun straps with no guns? Who are you, fucking Nathan Drake? Huh?
That anyone owes you airtime when you have a 40th of the audience and you've been doing the show.
40th of the audience? Bro, H3 is there. He has millions of subscribers. Sam Cedar from the Majority Report has thousands upon thousands of subscribers. Why does it matter how many subscribers somebody has to debate? That shouldn't matter.
I don't think anybody owes me airtime. I think that Ethan has just given it to me. I didn't ask him for it, and so
no, you've been begging
the real
for a long
question
time
is,
with everyone.
I'm sorry.
He can't build an audience, and so what happens is he uploads 15 times more.
Do you think
has
your
less than a
audience
50th of the audience?
Well, that's why you want.
Steven Crowder does not want to debate. He's trying to run. He's trying to find every little nook and cranny to run away from. He's running around in his head, finding all these exit doors shut. And he's looking for the right one. He's looking at when he should bounce.
Wants to debate you is so he can build his.
Do you think
come on.
Your audience cares that I only have 1 million subscribers and you have what?
No, they don't care.
Subscribers?
They care about the ideas. Fucking Steven Crowder. They care about the ideas. We don't care about the audience number. You're a big baby.
That I only have 1 million subscribers and you have what? 6 or 7 million subscribers.
Let me answer. Can I answer your question? Can I answer your question? Can I answer your question?
Sure.
Do you want me to answer your question? My audience would say Sam who? Just like Joe Rogan's audience and Ben Shapiro's and Dave Rubin.
Look at him twiddling his fucking thumbs like a little nervous baby. Bro, your audience wouldn't say that. They would say debate. Your audience is mad now because you are running away. His audience was mad. They were like, why is he running away? Why are you wearing a shirt that says, fight like hell? But you're running away? What?
Who I am.
Right-wingers are fucking babies.
Oh, they all know who you are because you had to shoehorn yourself into another coward show.
College students, every day that you do that, change my mind. They don't know who those college students are.
This is another lie. This is another lie. Let me clarify, Sam. Let me clarify.
Yeah. Your viewers don't know who the fuck you're debating in the Louder with Crowder to Change My Minds, where you debate college students outside. They don't know. They don't know who they are. Those people have 0 followers. You would debate them, huh? You would debate them. Steven Crowder, you'll debate them, but they have 0 followers. Why would you debate them? That makes no sense. I thought it was about the followers.
Clarify, Sam. To Change My Mind, everyone knows on the show, right?
Yes.
We've had
How
professors
did you know
on the.
I ended my show early last week?
Yeah, how did you know he ended his show? Because Steven Crowder literally watches Sam Cedars' show. Steven Crowder watches the Majority Report to make sure that Sam Cedar is literally not gonna hop on his show. Steven Crowder's a baby.
Steven, if your audience
because
doesn't even
you're
know
an idiot,
me,
and
how
half
you
of your
that?
staff
Do
doesn't
you
like
watch my
you.
show?
Because I'm a diehard fan.
Yes, it's because he's a diehard fan.
If you're a
I've heard
diehard
of you,
fan,
but I just met you.
Why not
Congratulations,
have me
Sam Cedars fan.
and Steven
I'm just
have a
huge
conversation?
fan.
I will talk
right now,
about
every
the
time I
issues
try and
that you
talk, you're
want to talk
interrupting,
about,
Sam.
Steven.
Right now, I'm trying to talk with you. You're interrupting, Sam.
You bombarded the show.
Okay,
You bombarded my show under a false pretense.
Bombarded.
You claimed that just like you claimed that I ducked the debate.
Bombarded, bro.
You bombarded my show under a false
Bombarded.
pretense. You claimed that
the show.
You
go
bombarded my show under a false
Bombarded.
pretense. You claimed that just like you claimed that I ducked the debate with you under a false pretense. Have I ever?
That is what the Politicon people told me.
Oh, is that what they told you?
Well,
so you're just lazy with your research?
And if big tech is
you continue with the lie. You need to research to say, did Stephen ever accept?
What?
Let me explain to you. Let me explain to you. Let me explain.
Sam, and you literally
Sam, sweetheart.
Sorry,
Sam,
guys.
fake stand-up comic who we can't find any footage about online. Let me
I'm
finish.
not a stand-up comic.
Oh, you're not? Okay, that makes sense because everything that I've seen is incredibly unfunny and unentertaining.
You guys know what's funny about this? Sam Cedar is more of a comic than Steven fucking Crowder. If you look up stand-ups from Steven Crowder, which, you know what? I'm going to write down somewhere so we can watch some of those, some other stream. But, like, Steven Crowder, Dave Rubin, all these people, they fucking suck at comedy. They were failed comedians, and they turned to the right wing because the right wing is not funny, and anything you say can be construed as fucking funny to them. You can say, oh, gay people, oh, they want to be helicopters, trans people, oh, helicopter, whatever, and they'll laugh.
Well,
may explain the audience.
Irony alert, Stephen.
Comedian.
How much have you watched of my stuff,
The
Stephen, that
irony
you
alert.
think that your
Can I
audience
answer your
wouldn't
question?
appreciate our discussing things?
Samuel, can I answer your question?
Yeah.
So you have gone on, you've done the same thing with other comments. Everyone has a bigger audience than you. Because you said, I want to speak with Steven Crowder.
Back to the audience
you
thing.
believe that,
doesn't
at some
matter.
point there was some acceptance? When have I ever done a Politicon? Ever? When have I, as a matter of fact, in the last decade, I haven't done a single political conference. I hosted CPAC for 4 years and stopped because they suck. They don't pay, and they're full of losers.
What about
And you've been
Gavin McInnes'
clamoring
show?
for it, and
Gavin
it's a
told
lie.
me that you dropped out of doing
How
his
can you
show
say
because
that
This
you-
is just hearsay and gossip.
Yeah, he said that Politicon are losers. That's why they didn't debate there. No, they were going to debate there. He was going to debate Sam Cedar there, Steven Crowder. But he dropped out because his daddy called him.
How can
I've never met more of a woman.
Career when he wants to keep debating.
I don't know.
Talk about any of this.
All right,
Let's talk
okay.
about the issue.
So,
the
Ethan, do you want to have a
CDC.
conversation, Ethan?
Let's talk
about the
about big
vaccine
tech.
because
Ethan, do you want to have a
Absolutely, I
conversation?
do.
You're going to hide.
You felt
Absolutely,
so
I do.
strongly about
Big tech.
So why are you hiding behind Sam Cedar?
Oh, no, me and Sam are aligned. I'm not hiding. He just
Well, you're just a
he knows the
liar.
issue.
you're a liar.
Because remember we said, hold on a
Somebody
second.
else to debate.
I mean, it
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
feels like
It's
you guys are the ones who are
ridiculous.
hiding.
Really?
You can be
No. This
completely
is actually
open
who's
about
Who's not in you?
who's the guy
Yeah,
who
Steven
never appears
Crowder's
on stage,
literally
never
running
does
away.
a live show,
But it's a
never
comic.
even never even allows a shadow of comedy to be perceived on his program. It's just
Steven Crowder is literally running away. He doesn't let Sam Cedar talk. He's trying to talk over them. He's trying to talk. He doesn't let them put a word in. He says some racist shit. And he's saying that why is Ethan hiding behind Sam Cedar even though Steven Crowder is hiding behind the fact that Sam Cedar never wanted to debate even though they did want to debate. You know what I mean? Like, he's hiding behind a bunch of other shit. But he goes at H3 for bringing Sam Cedar on when Steven Crowder loves debating people that don't know shit. And that's why Ethan brought Sam Cedar on, because Ethan doesn't know shit. And Ethan wanted to bring someone that does know shit.
hiding. Everything we do is out in the open. H3.
Steven, you're wearing a
Yeah, we
holster.
agreed.
So what?
Hold on a second, yeah?
Yeah, he's wearing holster and a shirt that says fight like hell. And he's scared to fight with his voice.
So? I want to normalize responsible gun ownership. Is that your debate? No wonder you had to bring in a hack for you.
Well, no, you're talking about comedy.
That's
I mean,
what you hate, strategy,
that's
right?
not very
You
funny.
have a holster, bro.
Also, your
You have a
sponsor is
holster.
Spartans.
He takes advantage of mentally ill women for a
main
show.
sponsor is about
He said he wanted to normalize gun ownership. Safe gun ownership. What? By wearing 2 BB guns on your fucking holster? I see the guns now, I think. Or those empty, I can't tell. How are you normalizing safe gun ownership when you're dual wielding pistols? Dual wielding.
All right. Okay.
All of it.
All right, Sam.
That's not safe.
You got it. You got it. I hope you have
No,
a,
come
I
on.
hope you have a
Steven,
wonderful
it's-
highlight reel.
And he runs
Hold on,
with
hold
it.
on,
Hold on. Let me just make one point.
Hope you enjoy Politicon.
Hold on,
Ethan.
let me
We'll
make
release
one
the
point,
private
Steven.
messages.
Take it easy.
All right,
Don't
thanks,
bail.
guys. I appreciate
Don't
it.
bail, you coward.
Hey, Sam, one thing before I go. One thing before I
If
go.
it's
Can you take
about
off your
issues,
glasses?
Steven,
Hold
One
on.
thing before I go.
I
Can you
just
take
wanna
off your
see-
glasses?
we just wanna see if
I just want to see if you take them off. If you have the Velveteen Rabbit buttons. That's the only thing I'm curious about. It's the only interesting part about it.
Steven,
Or if there's a soul.
Let's
Just
debate.
take off the glasses.
Let's debate.
You guys hear
That's
that?
the only thing.
Or has a soul. The other guy said or has a soul. A soul. Steven Crowder said, take off your glasses, see your eyes, your velveteen, whatever the fuck, stupid, anti-Semitic, dumb joke. And then the other guy said, or if you have a soul. Because there's a stereotype that Jewish people don't have souls or whatever. It's a stupid Nazi stereotype.
Thing I'm curious about. It's the only interesting part about it.
Or if there's a soul.
Let's
Just
debate.
take off the glasses.
Let's debate, Steven.
hide behind the
Don't
glasses.
be a
Don't
coward.
Don't say let's debate, Ethan. You've lost
Coward.
All right.
Debate
This
the
is sad.
issues. What does
This
it
is
matter
sad.
who you debate, coward?
All right, good. You guys are good. Thank you.
Coward.
Won't even take off the glasses.
I was right.
All right, yeah,
We
you can.
knew
You
you
can
were
give
What a
it
coward.
You run away twice. Cold feet again.
Cold feet, bro.
Come on, Steven.
Wow.
Cold feet.
Wow. Dude, I can't believe he admit to following.
Yep.
He admitted that he followed the show last
Yep.
We got
week. He
him.
admitted that he watched the show last
We
week.
got
Yep.
him.
He
Dude,
admitted
we
that
played
he
him
watched the
so
show.
hard because he literally was following. He saw that you went live, dude. We fucking got him.
Oh my God, we
Yep.
fucking nailed him.
Yep. That was great. I love that episode. I think you guys should watch it. Check out H3H3. Check him out. He deserves it, man. I love that guy. All right, guys. So the last episode or video that we're going to watch is this one. Anna Kasparian versus Dennis Prager.
We ache to have them on our shows.
Bro, look at this fucking alien, dude. Look at this alien, bro. Look at this fucking extraterrestrial, dude.
We ache.
That's a fucking alien, bro. Look at that. That's a zygote, bro. We need to flush that thing.
To have them on our shows. We ache to debate them.
So this is the finale, guys. This is the end of the stream. Oh, not yet, but you know what I mean? This is the final clip. And this is about Dennis Prager basically saying that we ache. We ache. We ache so hard. We want to debate the left, but the left don't want to debate us. We want to debate, but you guys won't let us debate. So this is Dennis Prager acting like they want to debate the left, right? And then TYT reaches out and says, hey, if you want to debate the left, why don't you debate us? And so he gets on the show, and he debates Anna Kasparian.
But they won't debate us, and they won't come on our shows, and they won't have us on their show.
They won't debate us. The left just won't debate us, guys. Every right-winger says that the left won't debate us. They run away. They stay away from us, even though we saw Steven Crowder run away, right? We saw him run away. But the left actually runs away. It's the left, man. The left are the uneducated ones. They don't even care about schools or education and stuff and facts and science. They don't care about that. They just care about religion and like voodoo and mysticism, leftism, right? No, we care about science, education, facts, math. The right are the ones who care about religion, stupid shit, okay? They're the ones who NASA wouldn't work if it was just religious. Okay? If it was like a dude holding a Bible and it's like, how do we get to the next rock in the sky, sire? God says, we must pray. Pray more. We would never get anywhere. We would never get anywhere if that was how we fucking ran society, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Shows. I have offered tens of thousands of dollars to any left-wing columnist on the New York Times to
listen to how he says left-wing columnist on the New York Times. The New York Times is not left-wing, guys. They're not left-wing. They're very right-wing. And you can barely call them centrist, but centrist at best.
debate me anywhere they want. They could choose the moderator. They could choose the audience. And serious money.
Joining us now is Dennis Prager, the man you just saw in that video. And Dennis, I guess you could call TYT acetaminophen because we don't want you to ache. We want to make sure we give you an opportunity.
We want to fix your tummy. We want to fix your tummy, Dennis Prager.
To feel good by debating someone on the left.
Funny, 'cause I was thinking, if only you were a New York Times columnist, how much money you'd be making.
If only you were a New York Times columnist who doesn't really care about issues and leftist agenda. Oh.
Well, I'm a little more honest than a New York Times columnist, so this will be a great conversation. Thank you for doing it. So I wanted to...
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. So I wanted to just kind of start off with, I guess, disagreeing with the notion that the left is afraid to have these kinds of discussions or debates. In fact, you had tweeted that video that we started this conversation with, and there were a lot of responses from prominent individuals on the left. I want to give you a few examples, starting with Vosh, who's a big Twitch streamer. He's got a big YouTube channel as well. He says, "You couldn't be more wrong. I love..."
Woo! Vosh! Yeah, Vosh! You guys should check out Vosh. He's dope.
Love spirited debate in the free marketplace of ideas. He even provided his email and would love to have that conversation with you. My good friend Ben Burgess also responded. He's
Woo! Ben Burgess! He's pretty dope too. He works at TYT, I think.
a great guy. He says, "Hi Dennis,
Maybe not,
I'd be delighted to chat with you either on my show, or you could host it through PragerU, or I'm sure Modern Day Debate or some other neutral platform would be happy to host it." And on multiple occasions, I noticed that Sam Cedar would also love to debate you, so he responded in that tweet as well.
Woo! Sam Cedar!
Saying available and adding, Tim Pool knows what lengths he would go to not even be on the same stage as me, right, Tim? So there's some drama with Tim Pool, but just wanted to let you know, you don't have to ache anymore. There are lots of people.
Remember, Tim Pool debated Sam Cedar, and Tim Pool hasn't debated Sam Cedar ever since. He's running away. He debated Sam Cedar, talking about Thanos and shit, talking about movies and like really stupid, dumb shit. Like, it doesn't make sense. And he hasn't debated Sam Cedar ever since because Sam Cedar dunked his beanie in a fucking basketball court, bro.
People on the left who want to debate you.
Oh, I have no doubt that there are a lot of people on the left. The issue that I raised was people at the New York Times and people like you, for example. You pleasantly surprised me by doing this, to be perfectly honest. And by the way, I think proof of my theory is a piece that I read on some left-wing or progressive site just today about how angry many of your viewers are that you're having me on. Whereas I will...
That's not true. We don't care. The left does not care if you're on, bro. We want to expose you. Those people that care about him being on are stupid. Okay?
Tell you, I would get no such feedback from the right if I had a left-wing person on my show. They would be thrilled. So I still stand...
That's not true. I think the right does care a little more. I think they do really want if a left-winger gets on their show.
By my belief that, in general, the people, certainly in the higher echelons of the left, don't want to debate. But it's
the higher echelons of the left. Like, if the left was a fucking, like, army or some shit. Nah, we're not the right wing, dude. There ain't no higher echelons of the
probably
left.
Not worth debating whether there would be such a debate. I presume we're having one now.
Yes,
and
yes.
I'm glad we are.
Well, look, the left isn't a monolith. There's a lot of disagreement on...
Yeah, we're not a monolith, bro. We're not like a single-celled organism and we all think the same and shit and we're all like a hive mind. No, dude.
On the left, there's certainly a lot of disagreement on things that I say on this show on various issues, even when it comes to crime. I'm sure you've noticed some of the backlash I've received in that regard as well. However, I will say there is a reason why the right wing tends to be more open to having these kinds of discussions and debates, and the left wing gets a little uneasy about.
Here, before we get to the rest, let me see if I can look up Dennis Prager. Dennis Prager talking about his dad, bro. His dad drinking and shit. Do they not have it, man? Come on, they must have it. It's Dennis Prager saying his dad drinks and shit. Man. It's gotta be somewhere here. Is this Shank Uger with...
Force your...
Sorry, guys. I'm looking for a clip of Dennis Prager talking about how his dad used to be drunk and shit and abuse Dennis. And how his dad would never, like, acknowledge that Dennis was a good kid or anything, or never really gave love to Dennis, you know what I mean? Shit like that. I don't know where it is, though. I'm not gonna lie, man. I remember seeing it. Dennis Prager. Talks about drunk dad. Let me see if I can find this. This shit's great. Come on, man. Let me put drinking. Dennis Prager, father are necessary is why. Let me see. Dennis Prager. Father issues. Which, look, if it doesn't matter if you have father issues, but if you're fucking talking about right-wing nationalists, very neo-Nazi type shit, racist shit, fuck you. Man. Man, I don't know. I don't know where it's at. But Dennis Prager did write a book. He did write a book or some shit about how to fuck your wife when she's not in the mood. Really fucked up shit. Something really gross. Gross. Yeah, here it is. When a woman isn't in the mood, dude. Oh my god. Guys, don't do this. Don't do this. When a woman isn't in the mood, part 1 by Dennis Prager. He literally writes about how you should fucking sexually assault your wife. I'll leave it at that. Okay, guys? I'll leave it at that.
About it. And it's because there has been this prevalence of prominent figures who identify as the left.
Hope you guys are
right,
enjoying the stream so far. Hope you guys leave a like, hit the bell button, and subscribe.
Cozy up to right-wing figures, and then it turns out that they completely move to the right wing because they're essentially paid to do it. They're used as tools by the right wing to essentially spew right-wing talking points while purporting to still be on the left. In fact, Dave Rubin's a great example of that. Dave Rubin used to...
He wasn't making enough money. Cha-ching. He went over to the right wing. He started his own show. He got some billionaire oil money. Probably not a lot. He's probably still poor compared to the rest of the rich guys.
Yeah, Dave Rubin made a video for PragerU, Why I Left the Left.
Oh, I know.
He does not, in fact, state to the world that he's still on the left. I don't know who you have in mind, so I can only address the one name that you gave. Dave Rubin acknowledges he's not on the left.
He's literally a gay conservative now. How fucking ironic is that? And that's sad because I have a lesbian cousin, and she's also like in the right wing, like she's like a Trumpy, somehow. I'm like, they want to kill you, but I don't fucking know what's going on, dude. I don't even.
It's interesting because if I recall correctly, you had a conversation with Dave Rubin and how incredibly important it was that he was engaging in these discussions with you, discussions with the right wing. And you stated something very specific. I actually want to go to that video and I want to get your thoughts. Maybe you can elaborate on what you meant in this video. Let's watch.
I want you to continue to say you're a liberal.
We want you to continue, man. Continue saying you're a liberal and a leftist and like you're cool and shit and gay and all this stuff. But join the right. Join the right wing, buddy. We'll pay you more, by the way.
Liberal, because you're of great use to good values.
Well, don't worry, I'm not doing it for your use of me.
I'm
not doing it for you. I'm not doing it because you want me to. No. I'm not, man.
For myself,
no. It's like Christians who say to me, oh, we would love you to come to Christ, but you are so valuable to us as a Jew.
You're so valuable as the other tide. You're so valuable as a gay, bro. We need you. We need you.
You defend us Christians, and they're right.
You defend us Christians, man. We need you.
You are valuable in the best sense of the word because America needs people who are clear.
The only value these fucking conservatives see in gay people are the value of using them for cover. They want to use you if you're gay or trans or like LGBT or whatever the fuck. They want to use you for cover. They're going to throw you under the bus at the end. They're going to fucking slaughter you guys. You're going to be in the camps too. Along with me, I'm going to be there, man.
And to be honest, and fall into the category of kosher as gay, to say, hey,
blowing
hello,
those
the
fucking
conservatives are not hate mongers. Hello,
and
they should
killing
be heard.
all the bad people.
And
you know
maybe
what I mean?
every so often you
In
should
Minecraft.
read National Review or watch a PragerU video.
So, Mr. Prager, you can understand why members of the left would feel a little uneasy when these discussions take place, because usually it's a sign that someone on the left got lured in with some billion.
Listen to Dennis Prager's voice. I'm going to put this in normal speed just so you guys can listen to how caught off guard he was.
Cash, like Dave Rubin did.
Okay, well.
Billionaire cash, like Dave Rubin did. With some billionaire cash, like Dave Rubin did.
Okay, well, see, that's an unfair statement. I don't accuse people on the left of having their positions because of money, and I don't think you should do that with regard to conservatives.
Because a lot of people on the left, the true left, not the center. Remember, politics is a spectrum. There's authoritarianism, libertarianism, leftism, and, fascism, okay? If you want, you can call the leftism communism or whatever you want to call it. I don't like labels. But anyways, they still exist and they're a thing. There's an entire graph. There's a big chart, okay? And it has little squares and shit. And there's a lot of people that fall in different categories. There's a lot of different ideas. There's anarchism, socialism, market socialism, democratic socialism. There's communism. There's probably other shit, Marxist, blah, 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 blah. There's fascism. There's authoritarianism. There's libertarianism, liberalism. You know what I mean? There's so much shit. There's so much. It's really hard. But what I worry about is the far right. You don't want people going that way, because that leads to Hitler. In a very low, very simple way to explain it, but you know what I mean. Literally.
Alan Dershowitz is not a right-winger, but Alan
Dershowitz defended Jeffrey Epstein.
Which said to me, this Harvard professor who's very well known, he's lost all his friends because he defended Donald Trump in court. He didn't even vote for Donald Trump. Just merely defending his right to have a defense was enough for him to lose his friends. The assumption on the left is that if you're a conservative, you're a despicable human being.
Yes.
And this is a perfect example. The only reason Dave Rubin would have done it was for money. I don't know anybody on my side of the spectrum who holds their positions because of money.
Not true.
There's a hell of a lot more money on the left anyway.
There is not a hell of a lot more money on the left. That's not true. because leftists are inherently more moral and nicer people. Leftists want to give shit out more. Leftists are more anti-capitalist. They don't care about money as much. They want to give it away. They want to be charitable more. All right? It's the right wing that wants the tax cuts. All right? They don't want to spend on social programs. They want to cut welfare. They want to cut education. They want to cut women's, bodily fucking health care. They want to cut everything. Everything.
Really?
If you want to get
really?
money,
How is PragerU
who
funded?
The Washington Post.
How is PragerU
the
funded?
Washington Post. by
The Washington Post is not left wing. Like I said, it's a mainstream media fucking newspaper outlet. It's owned by, what did he say, Washington Post? Oh, I thought he said Wall Street Journal. Or Washington. Isn't the Washington Post owned by fucking Jeff Bezos? Let me look up who fucking owns. Do I really gotta look up who owns the Washington Post? God damn it, I can't even click out of this shit. Who owns Washington Post? Jeff Bezos! Oh man, what a fucking leftist, dude. What a leftist, bro. Wow.
On the internet
wow,
and by
what a
wealthy
fucking
donors.
leftist that guy,
But
man.
PragerU is pittance compared to the money that is available just to BLM. How much money was given to Black Lives Matter by the Ford
Not by
Foundation
billionaire
or the
donors.
Rockefeller
They certainly received quite a bit of money from individuals who wanted to donate to that cause. But if you think there's a lot of money on the left, I mean, you would be mistaken. But I do want to move off this because there are actual topics, issues that are worth discussing.
Yeah, there are actual topics.
The richest zip codes vote Democrat.
Most of his money is not from like little donations, little here and there donations. Most of these people's money is big oligarchs, rich corporate owners, multi-corporations, monopoly owners. They own everything. They own everything. They own all the oil money, everything.
In America is disproportionately on behalf of Democrats and the left wing. That's either a fact or not. Anybody could look it up.
There's a difference between voters in wealthy parts of the country and who ends up serving as donors, both for politicians, corporate politicians, of course, and for right-wing media. If you think left-wing media has major billionaire donors, again, you'd sadly be mistaken. But the information regarding PragerU, which, by the way,
give me some
you're
fucking money,
listed
man. I need a new
as
mic,
an organization that's tax exempt, correct? And you're not supposed to be talking about political issues. But last time I checked, PragerU talks about a lot of political
comment,
issues.
please hit the bell.
Well, then you haven't checked in a long time. For example, we never did a single video on Donald Trump, and that's not exactly political.
Wow. So these guys, Prager University is fucking tax exempt. They don't pay anything in taxes. This is how they get around shit. This is how. Okay? They're tax exempt. And when you're tax exempt, like a church, you're not supposed to be political. If you look at PragerU's content, it's super fucking political. Super.
We just did we put out a video a week. So we have 500 videos out and we just put out one on Millard Fillmore. If you consider that political, most people never heard of it. We're doing every single president. Many of our videos, probably at least half, are purely educational. So to tell you about every president, for example, Democrat or Republican, by some noted historian, it's a caricature of PragerU. For you to say that we are largely political.
PragerU describes itself as conservative.
Yep.
Like it's a conservative take, which by the nature of it being conservative is political. Yeah. But listen, it is what it is. I do want to move on to other issues because there are actual political issues that you're here to discuss.
You can't make a point and then not let me respond.
Okay,
forgive me. Yes, you can be conservative, for example, socially, and not specifically. Politically generally means vote Republican. We don't tell people to vote anyway in any direction. But yes, we do believe that America is the finest country ever founded. If that makes us political, we're political.
So I want to move on to other statements you've made, other issues. You do focus on culture war related issues.
You're political.
Your distaste, hatred for secularism. I want to start off without putting words in your mouth. To show a video of something you said just yesterday on the Dennis
You're
Prager
fucking
show
political, dude.
that I thought was fascinating. So let's take a look at that and we'll discuss.
The computer sticker phenomenon is crazy. It was actually one of the biggest shocks
What does
I
that
had.
mean? What does that mean?
On your computer right here, people, instead of just having a blank back,
I see.
they would
Have
put
messages.
Yes. It would either
And
be
what was the common message?
I heart women.
We're
or,
political, man.
Just the female sign, you know, the circle and
Wait,
the arrow.
I heart women on a woman's computer?
Yes.
All of this is proof to me that women need men. These women are manless.
Women don't need men, dude. Women can do fine on their own, bro. Women were gatherers, dude. We would just hunted shit, but like, women can do stuff on their own. Like, they can like hunt and like gather and stuff and live on their own. You know what I mean? Like, women can do stuff.
They may have
Not
hookups,
just
but
that.
they're manless. And they might have been fatherless too. Ending with my generation, I would say, ending with the baby boomers, but certainly through them, a young woman thought a lot about, do I have a boyfriend?
Mm-hmm.
What will my wedding be like?
Oh yeah, women stop believing in that. My girlfriend, she stopped even thinking about weddings and shit. Like, who thinks about that? Like, right? Who cares about weddings anymore, dude? Well, the what?
What will I wear?
Gross.
Who will be there? Who will the guy be?
Nobody cares. No woman cares about who the guy would be. If you asked a woman, like, they would date anything, dude. Like, what?
That I believe is healthy and normal for a young woman. It's a good thing. That has been knocked out by the feminist left. And if you think about it, you're a weak female.
So fascinating statements there. You seem to believe that women.
Yeah, that was the dumbest shit he ever said. I don't even know where.
Who love themselves, who love women, who feel confident about being women, tend to be manless and lonely. Do you genuinely think that? Do you think I'm manless and lonely? I think women rock.
I said that in general, women need men, and I've said 1,000 times that in general, men need women. The fact.
I mean, in general, you need water to survive. I don't know what your point is by that. I don't
that
get
that's
it.
controversial is a statement about what's happened to our culture.
But you got triggered by a story about women who have laptop stickers that just say positive things about women. Your mind immediately went to, they might have daddy issues.
Yeah, like how does a laptop sticker saying like, oh, I like women, women are cool, go women. How does that say you're like a weakling or whatever? Like what is that? What? So if I had a sticker that said men are dope, I'm gay or like soft or like what? Like you can like easily like beat me up? Like what does that mean? What? I don't get it.
And they're lonely, they need men. I want to understand your thinking. Like
Okay,
what how do you get to
explain
that conclusion?
It's if you had a heterosexual man, with 97% of men are heterosexual, with a sticker "I love men," you would wonder why. Why don't men have?
No, I don't care. I love men. Men are dope. Men build shit. Men built like the Stonehenge and shit, and like the pyramids. You know, like men fighting wars and fuck shit up, and you know what I mean, like medieval knights and shit. Like men are cool, but women are dope. You know what I mean? Women are awesome too. Like I don't get why we can't like men if you're a guy, or not like literally like, but you know what I mean. Like why can't you admire yourself as a man, or like being a dude, you know what I mean, like, or being a woman if you're a woman? That's fine. I don't see why that fucking matters. These people are really insecure. That's why they care so much.
Stickers "I love men," but you think it's perfectly normal and a non-issue that women would have stickers "I love women." What is the point of saying that? It is worthy of a question. What? And I don't think that 50 years ago this would have been, obviously there were no laptops then, but I don't think it would have been a common sentiment. I don't understand why women would need to announce "I love women" if they're not a gay woman. You tell me, I'm curious. What does that signify?
Well, I mean, listen, as an individual who values free speech and freedom of expression, I think that women and men can have whatever laptop stickers they
Yeah, what happened to freedom of fucking speech? These people love to talk about freedom of speech. But then when you do your freedom of speech and they disagree, they fucking want to take it away.
Want. And the reason why there is a difference between men and women in regard to those laptop stickers is because, I mean, when you really think about it, women didn't have the right to vote for a very long time. Women didn't even have the ability to apply for a credit card until the 1970s. There have been equality issues when it comes to men and women. Now, we're getting a lot.
Women couldn't fucking vote for a while. Remember that, guys? Remember when women couldn't vote? Did we forget that shit? Did that go away that quickly from our history? Just
better, that's for sure. But first of all, I don't agree that women have laptop stickers that just simply say, I love women. It's probably some sort of empowering statement for women, but that doesn't mean, that doesn't translate to, oh, I'm a lonely, manless person, and I should go back to the good old days when women sat around thinking about whether or not they're gonna find a husband and get married. You seem to push your values and your views on relationships onto other people. And what I'm trying to get you to understand is, rather than making generalizations about what's best for women,
mindyourownbusiness.com.
Maybe allow people to live their lives as they see fit, have a belief system as they see fit. Okay. Why do you feel the need to force your beliefs onto other people? Go ahead.
Well, first of all, okay, I don't understand the word force. The fact that you think that if I offer my...
They literally they're forcing women in red states to not go through with abortions. They're forcing women to do shit. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I don't get it. You guys are fucking dumb, man.
Opinion, I'm forcing people to adopt it is a bit odd.
You don't believe that America should be secular, so what does that mean?
Wait. Let me finish that point.
Sure, go ahead.
I believe that I have the right, as you do, to offer people thoughts on what might be a better and happier life for them. I've written a book on happiness, which has touched a lot of lives.
I have the right to tell people that they should hate others or they shouldn't have rights.
Wants to read reviews on Amazon. I believe, again, that in general, of course, every generalization has exceptions. Most women will have a better and happier life with a good man, and most men will have a happier and better life.
I mean, look, you should have the right to tell people whatever you want. Obviously, you shouldn't threaten people, threaten violence, say you're gonna kill you, blah, 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 unless it's like a really clear joke in a comedy. I mean, no, you shouldn't do any direct violence, obviously, but that's not what these people do, These people insinuate violence, and then they get other crazy, like, radical people to do it.
With a good woman. I don't know why that is controversial to state. All I know is that having adopted the view that career is more important than marriage has led to more depressed women than anything that preceded it. There are more young women today depressed than at any time in American history. This is in the New York Times. This is not from a right-wing source.
New York Times is not left-wing. Okay? For the fifth time, I think I had to say it.
I think feminism has made women more miserable than happy.
So I'm going to address that in just a second, but I want to address what you said prior to that very quickly. So listen, I don't have a problem with someone saying women are likely to be happier in life if they find a partner to share their life with. I don't think that that's a controversial.
Yeah, that's a fine statement, right? Yeah.
Statement. What is controversial is you seeming to imply that feeling confident or supportive toward women and being happy, single or in a relationship, that it's mutually exclusive. Like, you can't be supportive of women and have a happy life. Like, the weird connection that you tried to make there makes no sense. What was the final thing that you said?
I was speaking about the depression among women in today's time.
That's a great point. And you know what? That's right. There's actually increasing rates of depression and anxiety among men and women. I think that's important to point out. And
that's true, especially since COVID-19 and all the lockdowns and all that stuff has happened and all the crazy events around the world.
You are concluding that it's because of, I guess, the breakdown of the traditional family, is that people who remain single.
I think that the belief that many young women have that they if they find a man, that's a great thing, but the thing that will really bring them joy in life is career, has misled massive numbers of women into a less happy life. Career is not.
Bro, people need to work nowadays. People need to work nowadays in order to put food on the table, in order to pay their bills, to pay the rent, to pay anything. People need to work. So what are women supposed to do when they can't work because the husband wants them to stay at the house, or they need to raise a kid, but they need money because the economy sucks and we don't get paid enough? What the fuck? What do you expect a woman to do? Huh? She needs to work, you idiot. She needs to work.
As terrific as the feminists portrayed it as being. The joy available for most women with a good husband and making a family is incomparably more than from a career.
Have you considered some of the economic issues within this country that don't really give women a choice as
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, Anna is so fucking smart. I love her.
to whether or not they should focus on a career?
That's a very real issue. I fully acknowledge that. That if you don't have a career to fall back on and there's a divorce, that you're entirely right. That is not the same thing as saying career is going to give you a great deal of meaning and happiness like a marriage will. You're entirely right. Economically speaking, there is value in having a fallback career. I fully acknowledge that.
But I'm going further than that, because the idea that a family can...
Bro, fucking Dennis Prager blinks like 10 times per minute. It's crazy.
...live in a single income household today is laughable. That is incredibly difficult to do. And so while the right wing and you yourself seem to have this idea that, well, you know, women should focus on marriage, they should focus on building a family. First of all, you can't force anyone to do that, right? But let's say you want to encourage women to focus on that. You want to give them the choice, but you want to encourage them.
Help them out, please. Help the women out. Give them fucking tax breaks. Give them tax cuts. You know, give a fucking stimulus check to every woman in the fucking United States that has a baby or whatever. Do something, you stupid idiot. You know what I mean? Like, the government needs to do something. And this idiot doesn't understand that because conservatives don't want to spend money.
A great way to encourage them is to create an economic system in which people feel comfortable knowing that they can survive on a single income household. I'm talking about when they're married. Okay, both individuals in a marriage have to work in order to be able to pay their rent, pay their mortgage, put food on the table for their children, educate their children. Wages have remained stagnant since the 1970s. Women don't have a choice as to whether or not they can work or whether or not they should just focus on raising children. They don't have the choice. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Right, and we differ on that because the reason that many women, not all, but perhaps most even, are working is not just economic, especially certainly in the upper class, upper middle class, and even part of the middle class. It is because they believe that their self-worth derives more from work than it does from family. If a girl got up in a high school or college class, let's say a professor or a teacher said, so women, I mean, to the extent that they can now say that, because you can't say boys and girls in many elementary schools because we're told by your side that sex is not binary. But let's say they say, we'd like the women in this class, please stand up and tell us what your vision for your life is. If a girl got up in a college class and said, you know, to be honest, my greatest hope in life is for a good marriage and to make a family, she would be regarded as almost a freak.
Would she? I mean, what is that based on?
Yes,
what evidence do you have to back that up?
I live in the real world.
So do I.
Okay, and you believe that if a girl got up and said...
He's like, I live in the real world. She's like, so do I. Like, I'm right here. I live in the... you know what I mean? Like, what type of fucking answer is that, bro?
I live in the real world.
So do I.
I live in the real world. So do I. Me too. I'm right here. You know, I mean, like, we both live in the real world. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Sonny? I don't know what you're doing.
Okay, and you believe that if a girl...
Back that up.
I live in the real world.
So do I.
Okay.
Hey. We should legalize pot. Why should we legalize pot, sir? I live in the real world. Boom! Argument solved, bro.
And you believe that if a girl got up and said that, she would be regarded with the same respect as the girl who said, I'd like to be a physicist?
I believe that most normal people are too busy thinking about how they need to survive and are less concerned about the aspirations of individuals in their classroom. And so if you have data backing up that women who want to be homemakers are persecuted in this country, I'd love to see that data. And I wouldn't agree with that persecution.
Never said they're persecuted.
You seem to imply that they're being victimized by wanting to be homemakers, and I just don't buy it.
Okay, fine. So good. This is a classic example of what I say on my...
You disagree with me? Okay. I have no facts to back anything up, but okay. I'll just you know, just just won't even like debate anymore. Like, you know what I mean? I don't got anything else to say. I don't got no facts to back anything up. I don't got no logic, no science, no math. So okay, you win, I guess.
Radio show. I prefer clarity to agreement. You think that a girl who got up in a college class and said my most fervent dream is to have a happy marriage and a family will be regarded with...
If you're in college, why would you want to don't go to college if you want a family and you want to raise kids and shit. Like, do that. Then go to school. Or like go to school and then say that. You know what I mean? Like, why would you go to school and be like, I want to be a homemaker and cook dinner and take care of the dirty diapers and do the other things? Oh, yes, that's me.
With the same respect as a girl who said, I'd like to be a physician or a physicist. We differ. Perfect. Okay.
All right. And again, if you have data backing up what you're saying, then I'm happy to admit I'm wrong.
Data? The teachers don't do this and then set into a computer.
So you're just declaring, you're making up stories about how women are treated in the classroom, and we're just supposed to buy it? Okay.
We're each giving the perception of reality that we have.
This dude's stumbling over his own brain.
Not every perception of reality has a database. Otherwise, one is a functional moron if one cannot make conclusions about life without data.
Okay. All right. So let's move on to right-wing violence. Following the Buffalo supermarket shooting, which of course was inspired by a belief in a conspiracy theory that whites are being replaced with minorities in this country purposely to keep Democrats in power, you felt the need to kind of downplay right-wing extremism in this country.
Yep.
And you said, quote, this man represents such an infinitesimally small segment of the white population. Now, while that statement might be literally true, I don't think that the white population in America mostly consists of domestic terrorists, so I agree with you on that. It seems like you kind of want to brush aside the very real problem we're having in this country with political violence, politically motivated violence, and I want to give you a few other...
Yeah, like there was literally a shooting at a fucking LGBT bar like a few weeks ago. Right? And the dude that did it, his fucking dad was like a fucking gay, like not a gay. His dad was like a porn star, and he did meth and shit, and like their mom broke up with the dad because he was a porn star and did meth, and he wouldn't stop. And the grandfather of the kid is a Republican politician. Okay, and this kid did a bomb threat on his mom way before any of this shit happened. Right? And all of those files were sealed. So nobody knew. Whoa, what happened? What happened? Wow, where did it go? The files. Oh. The fucking grandfather, the politician, told the local sheriffs or the cops, hey, you guys should cover this shit up for me. You know what I mean? This is my grandson, man. You know what I mean? I love this guy. You know, we love Jesus. And they did it. And now this kid committed a fucking crime because they decided to do that shit. And because they decided to fucking raise their kids to be hateful. They raised their kids to be hateful, to hate gay people, hate LGBT, trans, hate fucking queer, hate Mexican, Spanish, black, you know what I mean, Asian. They teach hate instead of love. And then these people grow up with pent-up hate. They don't go to therapy. And then they do crazy-ass shit. I don't know. It's crazy.
Other examples. For instance, the Southern Poverty Law Center did a poll and found that 7 out of 10 Republican voters believe in that white replacement conspiracy theory. Are you concerned about that at all?
The white replacement conspiracy theory is a conspiracy theory that most racist people believe. A lot of Republicans believe this shit. It means that they believe that the Democrats are intentionally bringing in immigrants so that the white population can get diluted and smaller and dwindle out, and then there's more black people, more Spanish people, and then we take over the world. Spanish Revolution. It's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. It's really sad. I don't know.
Right now we have had, I believe, 2 million illegal immigrants, and the Democratic president of the United States has opened our...
Yeah, and Joe Biden still deports a shit ton of them because Joe Biden kept in place a law called Title 42 that allows motherfucking immigrants to get shipped out. Even though they're coming here seeking asylum, they get shipped out back to where they came because of COVID. And that law that Biden is still fucking using was started under Donald Trump, baby. And Joe Biden hasn't done shit about it.
Our border. There was attempt to close the border to illegal immigration. So I will ask you, and I mean this is not even as a challenge, I'm curious, why do you think people on the left want millions of people to come in legally or illegally?
Well, let's first discuss the inaccuracies in your statement. Number one, there are legal means to immigrate into the United States. So, for instance, the asylum seekers who are being used as political pawns by people like Texas Governor Greg Abbott, I'm not done, or Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis, they came into this country seeking asylum, meaning they are here legally and they are awaiting a federal judge, an immigration judge, to make a decision about their asylum status.
Yep.
Okay. So the idea that the border is open and people are just pouring in illegally is inaccurate.
Yes, no, it is accurate.
No, it's inaccurate.
Good. So this is the perfect example of where we differ and there's no reconciling. Either you're right or I'm right. Either millions are coming in illegally.
Anna is right, motherfucker. Anna is right.
But whom you are calling legal because they're all seeking asylum. Do I hear you correctly?
We have a system in place for asylum seekers. So are you saying that we should do away with that system? And if you are saying that, then it would require members of Congress to pass legislation that reforms our immigration system. But I mean, I think you'll agree with this statement. Members of Congress have no interest in passing any legislation or engaging in any immigration reform. We have companies and businesses that are exploiting undocumented immigrants for cheap labor, and they have no recourse. That exists. But they love the theater. Members of Congress love the theater.
For the record, I spit on corporate.
He just said to Anna, you are right. Because she is right. Corporations use immigrant labor. They use poor people. They fucking use them. They use them for the worst labor, the shittiest labor, and they spit them out like used cogs.
Corporations. They are woke.
And now Dennis Prager is saying, I hate corporations. I spit on them. I spit on thee. Get out of here, corporation. I don't want your money. Dude, this guy drowns in corporation money.
And they are abusive of labor at the same time. So you're not going to get any defense from me or any conservative of big corporations. I can't stand them. The fact that Disney will not even allow people
Disney owns. Well, does Disney own Fox or like is Fox News separate? Anyways, Fox News is a big corporation. CNN is a big corporation. They're all owned by big, rich-ass people that don't want the workers to get their fair share.
At their amusement parks, to say boys and girls anymore gives you an idea of how sick they have become in the wokeness of this non-binary evil. And that I do
You can still say boys and girls. It does not matter.
Believe is evil. To tell little children you don't know if you're a boy or a girl until you decide. Do you think that's healthy?
I think it's unhealthy to spend the amount of time you spend in judging decisions that parents make about their own children. I think it's none of your business. I don't think it's...
Yeah, like mind your own fucking business, dude. Like lay off of people's choices. Lay off of parents' choices. Like mind your own business. Worry about your fucking kids, you weirdo.
Anyone's business, and schools are not doing anything close to what the right wing is describing. I mean, it is amazing because you talk about Alan Dershowitz, who had written a column in the New York Times about how it should be okay to have sex with underage girls, okay? You don't call him a groomer, but you'll call our educators who have done nothing wrong, just want to create an environment that's welcoming to all students. You'll call them groomers, you'll defame them as some sort of sexual predators, and it's unacceptable. Just being clear about that.
I've never called them groomers.
I don't call them groomers. I call them sick in the head and disgusting and disgrace to humanity and demons and soulless beings and velveteen Pippin teen eyes and shit. But I don't call them groomers, dude. What? That's not me, Anna.
You have the wrong guy. But
you have the wrong guy, Anna. That's not me. I don't call them all of that.
I think it's none of your business. I don't think it's anyone's business. And schools are not doing anything close to what the right wing is describing. I mean, it is amazing because you talk about Alan Dershowitz, who had written a column in the New York Times about how it should be okay to have sex with underage girls, okay? You don't call him a groomer.
That's fucking disgusting, man. All these people are fucking like gross, disgusting demons.
But you'll call our educators who have done nothing wrong, just want to create an environment that's welcoming to all students. You'll call them groomers, you'll defame them as some sort of sexual predators, and it's unacceptable. Just being clear about that.
I've never called them groomers. You have the wrong guy. But a teacher that has the kids in kindergarten attend a drag queen story hour to see a guy in a dress dancing erotically in front of them.
Thank you, Anna. I love you, Anna. Please. Please. Watch my videos, Anna. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this this stream, and I hope you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification, and I will catch you guys in the next live stream as soon as possible. Please leave some comments. You know, let me know what you think about everything that I just did. Let me know of the content. Let me know what you think. I moved all my gaming content. I'm moving it to a different channel. So if you guys want to see my gaming content, just check out that other channel. It'll be lit.